you can explain me? Can you explain me how you worked it? Yeah, see, I divide the traffic, but the traffic is so huge. It's like that. I should make some signs here. Where is this post office sign, dude? Ignore, ignore, ignore. I will show you. No, ignore, Gopal. I saw your message, bro. Why I will ignore you? Okay, here are the. Where is no parking board? You know, Bardwan, ignore me. What do you mean? No, I am not saying to you. I am saying to Gopal, bro. To Super Gang. Boy. Yeah, where is the no parking sign, yaar? I'm confused. Ignore. Pawan edits, why I will ignore you? Stop commenting these things. There should be a no parking board, na? So there is stop, no front. This is my city. Burdwan, West Bengal. Burden. So much traffic, dude. Seriously. Money, 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 money. Yeah, I am having a lot of money. Yeah, please give me some ideas. Now, see, moon is done. How I should add more things? You search Google my city. Oh, that was nice. Your city is on Google. Yeah, I need more creativity. Should I make like circles? Yeah, please. On the left side of this moon. To make it more attractive something. I just made a moon. That's it. The moon shape is not bad. You came my city. Okay, Gopal, bro. I'm confused, yaar. If anyone have concepts, just let me know. Can we off this Twitter? कोलकाता से बाय बाय buddy. Pawan edits. Bye bye. Whenever I increase the little sound, it's like boring. How I can entertain you then? You like West Bengal? I never went West Bengal, bro. Not nice to say that. I saw many videos of people who are like make 8 lanes roads like in on their cities but still get like traffic. So why this thing is going on? Like if you are adding 8 lines, then still you are going to get traffics. If you are make it with the 4 lines, then still you are going to get like traffic. So What the concept? Like traffic is not going to be like end. Seriously. So this is, you know, Durga Puja. Yes, bro, I know Durga Puja. So even like those 8 things are also not going to work. Let's start building. Yeah, roads did not get connected with through other roads, na? So I have to connect this. Gurgaon versus Delhi. I have nearly 300k on the same map. Yeah, you can. Which you like. Zero traffic. How can be possible like zero traffic it's going to be with 300? Yeah, you can add buildings here. Here's also residents. So you can increase the like population, but I mean zero traffic. I mean like it flows, no jam. Yeah, but which you like? Gurgaon, Delhi, both are same to be honest. If you talk about foods, then I think Delhi is better. If you talk about food, if you talk about infrastructure, then I will go for Gurgaon. But I think right now I am liking Brownistan more. I have to connect this road with this. This is looking so unprofessionally. So unprofessionally. Heights are so different. See, right now I made like with the 8 line. Now I am damn sure still this will get like damn traffics. Still this will get traffics. I am damn like it's so hard to make a city works and people are like making it like 10-15 minutes videos and showing it like a so damn. Should we did we got electricity and all those stuffs running electricity? No, I think we have to make it on. Why electricity is not connecting, dude? Sewage is line, okay, sewage line got connected, but which you like? Delhi, because I never went to Mumbai. Why this is overlapping? Okay, now it's not overlapping.
Whether you're into the classics or the more contemporary stuff, this is your channel. I'm Liz Peterson, and you're listening to the Atmospheric Piano Show.
Delhi is safe. Yep, Delhi is safe.
We're live, and we're getting reports about a traffic accident somewhere in the city.
Road maintenance services have already been dispatched, and traffic.
Traffics.
When you're planning a quick trip out, You might want to wait a little while until everything clears up.
If you're in it, you already know about it. No use reminding you.
No jobs.
Meanwhile, expect delays.
Studies and
for
YouTube
God's
only.
sake. This just in from traffic. If you're thinking about hitting the streets, you can expect delays on the major roads, especially during rush hour.
Good to know.
Yeah,
John.
let's
It
make
seems
a.
like everyone is in a hurry to get somewhere fast. It's worth slowing down. And if you can, plan your trip outside the rush.
Oh, I don't know. I'd rather wait an hour in traffic than to have to start thinking about everything all the time. Besides, if I did that, I'd never get anywhere.
So much confusion, dude. Make Palm Jumeirah. Jumeirah. Yeah, but I am confused like which side because yeah, I'm trying to make some more creativity or like I am in class 9th. I am doing MCA, bro. Masters in Computer Applications. Like Boon is already there. If I make a Palm Jumeirah something, then it's going to like I should make a plan before doing this live stream, dude. Your hometown Delhi. Yes, my hometown is Delhi. What is slope too steep? Make industries area first. Maybe on half part. Yeah, why it's not connecting, dude? I will try make it this one, this side. Okay, nah man, that's look awful. Yeah, I will make like make four like tall buildings. Nah, add four tall buildings. Just let me just try. I like how you travel Delhi metro. Yeah, sometimes. Why it's not? I hate this. Where is this road? Why it's not connecting? Okay, this is a two-way. Now what's the issue? Okay, so there is some road that is need to be. I hate you. 70 meters, na? Okay. Now let's try this. Okay. Not too bad. Now let's reconstruct this area. First, 8 line thing. Why I did not tilt it? दिवाली का लैंटर्न लग रहे हैं. Come on, dude. At least appreciate, bhai. Like it make it softer. Our half moon got like little fatty. So this is a two-way. That's why it's like a. Dude. Wow. रुक इसको कंस्ट्रक्शन से उड़ाता हूँ. अरे यार मैं इसको कंस्ट्रक्शन से भी तो कम कर सकता था. नहीं वो कनेक्ट ही नहीं होता. माँ की किरकिरी. सारा ट्रैफिक देखो एक बार. just see the traffic. I will connect 3 lines. Make it more deeper. अब क्या ओवरलैपिंग हो गया? Make same like a English channel. I am not get like just give me some breath. Let me take a breath. Why I can't connect this? I should connect this one. Okay, 2 line is enough. Now. Why? Streets overlapping, dude. $50 is a max. Still is overlapping. Like English city. Okay. When I made like this is not. Bro, your city is so unplanned. Yeah, because I am just doing in live stream and like a. Now I can add it. Okay. Okay, so we are. Oh, dude, the city height is 70 meter. How I can forget it? Delhi in game. It's yeah, come on. Come on, connector. In waters. Okay. So first I have to take it in the water. Delhi roller coaster. This is not possible, bro. Making the bridge from underground tunnel. Wait, let me take a breath. Okay. What is possible in this game? Let me cross the island, dude. Even game is confused. Why? Yeah, now I can't select even. Ah. Dude, people are dying and I am enjoying making another city. Industry area. Make city like Mumbai, like interconnecting islands. It's gonna forget about it. Dude, oh, the houses got deleted by me.
A driving advisory has been issued for the immediate area due to poor road conditions. Please
Poor road
exercise
conditions.
caution if you must
I know.
and try to stay off the streets until conditions improve. This has been a local public service announcement.
Industrial area is so nearby this residential area. Die, you people!
You're back on the atmospheric piano channel, brought to you by Liz Peterson. I want to share a funny story with you, lovely listeners. We all
Here
know
I can
Beethoven,
make like small.
despite his mathematical complexity of his compositions, Beethoven always struggled with numbers.
Where
He left school
are
at
the
age
signature
11
buildings?
after learning how to add and subtract, but before learning how to multiply or divide. As a result, he found it difficult to keep track on his finances. Luckily, his compositions didn't struggle with numbers.
Industry in the region is on the rise, and when business is doing well, that floats our boat.
There's no sinking this
What?
boat, Glenda. This just in.
Why
from
this?
traffic.
This is a
If you're
highway.
thinking about hitting the streets,
Make
you can
round
expect
city.
Delays on the major roads, especially during rush hour.
Good to know, Jim. Seems like everyone is in a hurry to
Dude.
get somewhere fast. It's worth slowing down.
Yeah, round city is the easiest. Like, see. To be honest, every second YouTuber made a like a round city.
Traffic, then I have to start thinking about everything. Besides, if I did that, I'd never get anywhere.
But this is also a fact that what is this? Make rectangle then. Yeah, we can make. It doesn't look good. Ask me. Ask my feelings, dude. This took just 100 years for making this moon. Yeah, rectangle things are good. If we make rectangles and like multiple rectangles and interconnect those, then it's going to look good. Yeah, I have to delete this all now. Or should I make it somewhere else? Can we make it somewhere else? This area is not enough big. This is also not enough. This is the area, yaar. I have to go and like delete everything. How to... Can I select all? Can I select all? Not possible. Not possible, so I have to select all one by one. Dude! This sucks. Bye bye moon. Half moon. Sorry. Yeah, I was making moon and like someone said like, are you are Pakistani? So making moons is only like for Pakistan. So bad. You can half left click and go over things you want to delete. You don't have to click one by one. I did not know how to do that. How I will select this all? I will put this underwater. Can you install Minecraft soon after this series, na? Yeah, making 1 billion is going to be dream for me. Hold the left click and hover. No, I'm clicking left, but it's still not hovering. No man. 1 billion is possible taxing all citizens. Not actually. Do it alt F4. No, are you kidding me? You have to click on item first. Okay, let me click a road. They made a new road. Someone calling me. And then select other while holding. making another road. Mode. No, when the bulldozer mode. Ah, okay, let me delete it one by one. This is going to take 5 minutes. Select something, hold left click. No, it's not working, dude. Let me delete it everything, yeah. Come to me, streamer. I show you. Super can't, it doesn't work. Some people are saying it's working, some people are saying not working. Dude, I spend a lot for making this. I'm happy I'm not the president of this country, or any country. Okay. See, this is looking, it does work, OMG. See, the moon is so nice. Do you see? Make plant city with the signal every one tile. There will be no traffic. Make New York. Yeah, like saying make New York, make like Saudi Arabia, make any country. It's like typing and listening and seeing is easy, but make it, it's like harder. So seriously. Now I will. Now what we have to make, like rectangles, na? Rectangle cities. Why we need now. Let's put this all underwater. That damn. Seriously. Go to 80 meters. What is this? Is this a pull? No. Grind is your friend. Just make cities using it. What is this, dude? Are you kidding me? What is this? In middle of the sea? Glitch. It's a perfect line, by the way. We can see this from space too. See, people are so many crimes in my city. Go to hell. I'm busy in making other stuff. Yeah, if in a real life also, when in the real life God sees us from the above, and we are like a crying and we want money. So like how gods ignore us is like, let's move to another planet, let's make another city. Now we have to make squares. Let's decrease the brush here first. What is the height of this thing? It's 10 meters. Okay. Around 50 meters. Around 50. No, it's a glitch. It's a glitch. Yes, this is a glitch. Where are the badges? Yeah, 60 meter is good. Now we have to make a rectangle city, na? First, brush size. Okay. Okay, one. Let's make a small one here. 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 Let's make one small one here. Let's make a one small one here. So this concept is, it's look nice or not? Just let me know. See, one rectangle. I will shape it rectangle. Don't worry. Then we have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rectangles. One big rectangle and 6 are like small rectangles. Or should I make like a clock one, something like 12, like 11 to not 12 mini circles around one rectangle? But it's looks nice. Like Dubai. Why you are comparing my city with Dubai, dude? This looked like how Britishers made Mumbai. Yeah, how this? Okay, Britishers did not make it. I think Spanish people or some Irish people make Mumbai. For your information, I think.
Pending updates to our
I did not know.
the city will be experiencing roll
Yeah, if I make like 70
public to remain
something,
calm during these breaks.
then
and
it's going to be
focus
hard for me to
on
connect it
guidelines on
like
city's
with the.
website on how to plan for these temporary events. This has been a local
With water level and as well as.
Recent spikes in demand have led to temporary local shortages in the city's fresh water supply. The public should be aware that we
So
are
I should make it
struggling
like
to get the situation
connect
under
with
control. This
those.
has been a local public service announcement.
Yeah, height is too big. I should make it a level of like C.
Hi,
Click to
listeners.
check
You
the
tuned to
sea
Best
level.
Tunes in Town with me, Liz Peterson, bringing you the freshest tunes, along with more fun facts about the greatest composers of all
I
time.
think 30 meters.
Did you know that Mozart loved playing pranks on people?
30 meter is good or
He even
20
created a
meter?
piece titled "Musical Joke," where the passages were played out of tune. Isn't that cool?
Or 10
You're
meters?
listening to the Atmospheric Piano Channel, and I'm your host, Liz Peterson.
I think 10 meter is good.
Industry in the region is on the rise, and when business is doing well, that floats our boat.
20 meter is better. But no, I'm saying to connect cargoes and those ships, na?
And we're getting reports about a traffic accident somewhere in the city.
What is
Road
zero?
maintenance services have
Zero.
also
Then traffic flow should
People
return
can
to normal.
jump and
If you're
escape
planning a
easier.
quick trip out, you might want to wait a little while until
If there is a dictator like me, then people have to jump.
No use reminding you. Expect
I think 0 meter is the best one. why I am thinking to make 70 meters? Because in the last, okay, the mid one have glitch na. The mid one is having glitch. Dude, if I make, like if I make this one as a 0, then it's going to glitch will come out. So what I'm thinking, let's make one this island at the 0 meters and other holes are like 60 meter, something like this. $40. No, but okay, other all are 40 meters. The center one is 60 meter. You are saying like that. Why I'm okay. So it will be easy for us to get connected. Okay. Yeah. Now how I will make it in a shape? Seriously. First I like make roads on the edges, then curve it. What do you say? Make city rectangle. Islands make city rectangles. Island should looks nature. Yeah, dude. See, you said make rectangle. I am making rectangle. Now, how I will make nature? Nature should be like a like typhoon should come and kill people. Yeah, why I did not made this one? Huh? Why it's coming up here? Okay, so make city rectangles should look nature. I'm going to die. Now I have to make it. This pathway is going to be our. Yeah, if this get dis, destroyed in seconds or not. This is going to take 100 years for me. Okay. Now I am ready to make rectangles. God, give me strength. Why it's in. Yeah, you don't think the rectangles are like. you serious? Why this is not connecting, dude? So, from this side, island is like little. Now I forget it. Which is okay. This is rectangle. No, this is not rectangle. Ha. Okay, it's fine for me. No issues. I come back, I subscribe you. Thank you so much, buddy. Now we are in a different concept. Why I can't destroy this? Where is Moon City? Moon City is in Moon now. We are making a triangle city, rectangle city. Not every single thing is rectangle, but it's kind of okay. Okay. Yeah, this one is glitch, na. So it's going to. you change the background music? This good? Ignored. Why I changed the music, na background music. How it's going to be ignored if I change the background music? Okay. This looks sucks. More. Ignore. Can you hear me? I'm saying I changed the music. Should I change it again? Okay, that's good. Ronaldo, be quiet. Ignore. Yeah, right. I comment or not. I am not getting. Jackie, shut up. Don't fight. Rectangle city. Yeah, I will make more rectangles when I buy these lands. I can make here, and I will connect this all. Ignore. Yeah, please. Okay, I got the lines. Let's make more rectangles. What's this city size? This is only 2 meters and this is 40 meters. Hello brother, hello. Connect to, yeah, I'm connecting. I'm confused as well, and then replying you guys also. Yeah, I will make one city here to be like 10-20 meters, something like that. That was 40. Now let's make it 20. See, it's going to get work. Yes, it's working. Okay, one is here. One I will go for here. One I will go for here. Oh, so sorry. One I will make here. It's in underwater. 40 meters. Hi Jaguar. Yeah, why? Okay, here is good. Make a prison in one island. Yes. And I will go and hide, because after this island making structure, people are going to kill me. Hi flying. That is too far, yeah. That is too far. Because I also need a place to hide, na. Pawan, please control your feelings, bro. No bad words, bro. Why the heck I can't make? Okay, I will make here. Go back to underwater. water. Okay. I think this is enough. Islands. Let's make. Let me speed up. Seriously, this is taking long time. Pavan, don't do it, bro. You started, bro. It's not looking that bad, yaar. Now I have to start giving shapes. Let's smooth. Dude, we are just done with the 3 and there are so many. I think I should. I have just taken something. Your city, you concept only one. Like only one. Look. City, okay. Bro, connect the rest island into one and make a big rectangle island. It will save time. No, I think let's Are you saying this one island? Yeah, this could be possible. Now you are saying this rectangle. This should be a one whole rectangles. Hmm. Yeah, I will connect it, bro. I will connect this city, bro. This is a normal thing.
A driving advisory has been issued for the immediate area due to poor road conditions. Please exercise caution if you must drive, and try to stay off the streets until conditions improve. This has been a local public service announcement.
Dylan rang the bell here with something of a public service announcement. Adventurers are naturally
Alright, I can make. Okay, I got one idea.
As a fellow adventurer,
I got one idea.
life. But you novices out there trying to do everything without supervision.
Like inside one island and others are like space here.
That day will come. Just show a little patience. Focus on the fundamentals.
Something like
Spin.
Pentagon or something.
This just in from traffic. If you're thinking about hitting the streets, you can expect delays on the major roads, especially during rush hour.
Good to know, Jim. Seems like everyone's in a hurry to get somewhere fast. It's worth slowing down. And if you can, plan your trip outside the rush.
Oh, I don't know. I'd rather wait an hour in traffic than have to start thinking about it. Besides, if I did that, I'd never get anywhere.
Industry in the region is on the rise, and when business is doing well, that floats our boat.
There's no sinking this boat, Glenda.
Not nice. Your cities look your city look the techno city, techno gamers and live insan. I have no idea. Why there are still marks? This sucks.
Hey guys, I'm your host, Rachel Cruz, and welcome to the last episode in this series, Dave Ramsey's Greatest Hits. where we're looking back at the best moments from the last 10 years of The Ramsey Show on video. And for this final episode, we're highlighting Dave's top teaching moments. And I'm talking about everything from paying off debt to building a home to buying a car, all the classics. I promise you're going to get some wisdom you didn't even know you needed right now. So check it out.
This is the show where we talk about money in a way everyone can understand it and in a way that applies to everyone. The danger of these simple concepts is those of you that view yourself as intellectuals, those of you that view yourself as sophisticated, sometimes you look at something that's simple and you don't understand how profound it is. Like the borrower is slave to the lender. Oh, but I use credit cards to get my miles. You actually think you're going to take on a multi-billion-dollar company who studies your behavior more than you study your behavior and come out on the right end of this stick. That doesn't make you sophisticated. That makes you blatantly stupid. Think about it. Did you know the credit card is the most aggressively marketed product in the history of humankind? Nothing has been sold to anyone in any culture in any kind of a volume close to the credit card. No product line or service has had anywhere near as much money spent on marketing and sophistication to sell it to you. Hundreds of millions of dollars a year is spent to sell you this product. And then you're so stupid that you think you're going to get away with using it for free. If you do, it's going to be a short-term thing. Or if you think you do, you left out some of the variables. Example. When you spend using cash, it activates the pain centers of your brain. You have an ouchie moment when you hand over Uncle Benjamin Franklin. Dad, gum, I just bought dinner. When you lay Uncle Benjamin Franklin in that black plastic tray known as his coffin, because he's going away and he's not coming back, you put him inside that little Visa or American Express fold-over vinyl thing that the server brings you, and you lay Uncle Benjamin Franklin in there, you have a moment with Uncle Ben. It's Uncle Ben, I'll never see you again. You know this is happening. When you pay with plastic and I interview you, 24 hours later, you don't know what the total was on the bill. You can't tell me what you spent. You don't know what you spent at the gas pump because you stuck a card in it, you pumped the gas, and you walked away. You can't tell me what your gas bill was. In the days that we used to walk into the market and lay money down on the counter, and then they would give you change because you didn't round it off when you were putting your gas in, we knew exactly what we spent on gas in those days. Today, you don't even know what your gas is. You don't know. I use a debit card. I can't tell you what mine was. Can I tell you what it cost to fill up my truck the other day? I don't know. I didn't notice. Just stuck the card in, put the gas in, drove away. I'm just like you. Cash activates the pain centers of the brain. There's 2 or 3 things that activate memory. Memory is activated primarily by pain, fear, heavy emotion of some kind. Positive, pleasurable emotion will activate memory. That's why you smell something and you remember a girl you dated in high school. Smell activates that memory. That's what happens. And so that's the process. So here's the thing. If you can't remember it, it means the pain centers of your brain were not activated. And when we do surveys with what you spent on that meal, as you walk out of the door of the restaurant, you can't tell me what the total was. Oh, it was around $25, around $52. I don't know, 56, 54. I don't know. I don't even remember. I think I left the tip. I left a big tip because I've been drinking. You know, now you really can't remember anything, right? So this is how people handle their money. And yet you tell me you're going to beat the credit card company. You spend 12 to 18% more on average when you use plastic than when you use cash. That's what all the studies show us, because you don't feel the pain. And the world's worst place is the grocery store. They are the best marketers on the planet. The best merchandisers on the planet is the grocery store. Man, they know how to put the food at the right place. The old-fashioned example, the easiest example, is the bread and the milk's at the back, right? Because everybody that walks in a grocery store is buying bread or milk, and they have to go through the full length of the store and have every opportunity to impulse on some kind of jar of peanut butter and jelly mixed together, pre-mixed for you. I don't know what you're impulsing on, but there's something getting your attention. It must be those new peach Cheerios I heard about today. And guess what? All the stuff is at the eye level that gets your attention, and they pay for the shelf position as you walk to the back to get your bread and milk, and you can't walk out without spending money. It's the aisles are designed for you to buy stuff. And when you use plastic at the grocery store, you have no idea what your grocery bill is. And you spend more. You spend more on clothing. Oh, yeah, throw in that accessory. Oh, yeah. You'll pick up other people's tab at the restaurant. I'll buy your dinner tonight. Not think anything about it. Just drop $50. Never think a thing about it. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't be generous. I'm not saying you shouldn't accessorize. And I'm not saying you shouldn't enjoy some purchases at the grocery store. I'm just saying you ought to do it on purpose. And if you think that credit card use, even if you're paying it off every month, costs you $0, then you are a very naive individual that has been influenced by an industry that has spent more to influence you than any other industry in the history of the world. That should give you pause. That should give you pause. If anybody else was selling you that hard on anything, your shields would go up. But for some reason, when it's credit cards, we're like, oh, no, Dave, I have this figured out. I'm 26 and I've got this figured out. I'm 26 years old. I make $42,000 a year, but I'm going to beat up on old Discover card. They don't know anything. I've got them beat. I'm getting those Discover points. Not costing me a thing. You know how stupid that makes you sound when you say stuff like that? I'm making all my money on my airline miles. You know, I've met with thousands of millionaires. I've never met a millionaire who said, Dave, you know, I made all my money on my airline miles. Dave, my breakthrough was my Discover points. I'll pay mine off every month, Dave. I'm beating up on the credit card company. I'm getting the use of their money, wink, wink. Millionaires just don't say stuff like that. Now, some of them use a credit card. And they do pay it off every month. But I got to tell you, their lifestyles are so conservative. Beside, you know, when I set them up next to you middle-class people who are spending everything you make and trying to convince me that I'm a troglodyte because I don't use credit cards, well, I'm not broke anymore. This is a multimillionaire troglodyte you're listening to. Why? Because I started understanding that behavior affects your ability to build wealth more than all your little math tricks you think you see all the variables on. The borrower is slave to the lender. It doesn't say accept airline miles. The borrower is slave to the lender. It doesn't say accept Discover points. The borrower is slave to the lender. It doesn't say except I got 0% interest on my new car, which lost $7,000 when I drove it off the lot, so it's not really 0%, is it? How stupid are we? I mean, you're gonna hand me a nickel in front of me while you're picking a $100 bill out of my back pocket and call me smart. Think, people. Think. So, as you know, most of you that listen regularly, we've been on the air now for a little over 25 years. Even before I was on the air, I was teaching people about money. When I first started this stuff, I'm a math nerd. I've got a degree in finance. I had all the letters and licenses after my name and all the different things. And, you know, I was real concerned about the math. Really concerned about the math. And I would sit down with people and show them how to get out of debt. And they would go home and promptly not do it. It was really frustrating. I started figuring out that hope has more to do with you winning with money than math does. Because hope gives you, well, it's fuel on the fire. It gives you a reason to make changes, a reason to do something you've never done before. And really what we're saying here is that personal finance is about 80% behavior. It's only about 20% head knowledge and math. The problem with your money is not your math. The problem with your money is the person in your mirror. They're screwing up everything. If I can get the guy in my mirror to behave, he'd be skinny and rich, right? That's what I figured out. So I quit telling people to get out of debt, paying off the highest interest rate first. I started teaching people what we started calling the debt snowball. And it's a real tough metaphor to grasp. You list your debts, smallest to largest. You pay minimum payments on everything but the little one. You attack the little one with a vengeance. Scorched earth lifestyle. Sell so much stuff the kids think they're next. Take 16 extra jobs. Name the dog eBay and put him there. Put the cat on Craigslist. We're getting out of debt. We're getting out of debt. And you pay everything. You stop all investing temporarily and completely focus all your emotional, spiritual, financial, relational energy on that smallest debt. Everything goes on that. When that one's gone, you take the payment that used to be there and any other money we can squeeze out of our budget and we throw it at number 2. And when that one's gone, then we take the payments from 1 and 2. The snowball rolls over again. It picks up more snow and you attack number 3. The average person for the past 25 years that has done that with great focused intensity, intentionality, gone crazy to the point their broke friends and relatives thought they needed counseling. They shaved their head, they drank the Kool-Aid, they get out of debt in about 18 to 24 months, everything but their house. That's the average. Now, some of you got a lot of debt. It takes you 5 years. Some of you get out of debt in 4 months, but the average is between 18 and 24 months. It works. Millions, tens of millions of people have gotten out of debt. Debt-free screams alone on the air here last year were $49.8 million. That's kind of like $50 million. And that was just the ones that screamed on the air. Other people just stood in their backyard and screamed, and that worked too, you know. You don't have to come on the air for it to count. You're out of debt. Shut up. Well, Dave, Dave Ramsey, I saw a guy on Twitter. Dave Ramsey doesn't teach the most optimum way to get out of debt. The most optimum way to get out of debt is to pay it off highest interest rate first, says the moron on Twitter. I used to be that moron. I tried that. The problem is it doesn't work. So let me explain to you what optimum means. Optimum is the one that works, not the one that's mathematically correct. Honey, if we were doing math, we wouldn't have credit card debt to start with. This is not a math problem. This is a you problem. It's personal finance. It's more behavior. Your success with your finance has more to do with you getting along with your spouse and being on the same page than it does mathematics. You can be a freaking math genius and you and your spouse aren't on the same page, and all of our data tells us you will not win with money. You will not build wealth. You cannot build wealth in spite of a princess or in spite of a prince who spends money like they're in Congress. You can't do it. You can't make enough money to outspend stupidity or out-earn stupidity. I tried it. Not my wife. I was the stupid one. I always thought if I just made a little more, it'd be okay. No, I had to learn to control what I had. So we started teaching people a class called Financial Peace University. The class is about 25 years old. Started teaching it with an overhead projector and a bad suit. It was $569 to go through the class. 4 people came the first night. 3 of them bought. $569. The class was 26 weeks long. 13 lessons come every other week for 6 freaking months. Guy stopped by here the other day that was in that very first class. Good to see him. I hadn't seen him in a long time. We got to be friends, he, his wife, and he and I, and he's a multimillionaire now, by the way. Why? Because I gave him money? I didn't give him any money. I just showed him how to do it, and he did it. He followed the steps that we teach in Financial Peace University, not only the baby steps, not only the debt snowball, but also start investing in good mutual funds over a Long period of time. That's 25 years. He should be a multimillionaire. You do this stuff, it works. That's what optimum is, morons. You people that are calling me out, it's not optimum. Let me just tell you, optimum is what works. That's what's optimum, not what's mathematically correct. I understand that snowball's not mathematically correct, and I don't really care. My math nerd down inside of me cringes, but I don't really care. What matters is what works, how it allows you to change your life. Dave, I'm thinking about building a house. Any suggestions? Absolutely. Definitely got suggestions when you're thinking about building a house. There's 3 and maybe 4 things you must do if you're going to build a house. Maybe 5, but I'll walk you through. Here's what we do, okay? There's some sub-pieces. So 3, maybe 4. The maybe 4 is if you've already picked out the property and bought it, and you've already got your builder, and you're doing kind of an independent, standalone type of a deal, then we will pass on number 1. But number 1 is if you haven't, then I would get a good buyer's agent realtor at daveramsey.com. Click on ELP for real estate ELP and get them to represent you through the whole transaction with the builder, help you navigate with the builder if you haven't already selected it. So if you're going in where somebody's building houses, a builder's got a subdivision going, and they're doing a whole bunch of deals, and they got houses popping up everywhere, and you're going to run down there and go, I want that one on that lot, and you haven't done that yet, and yeah, I'd get a realtor in your corner, a buyer's agent in your corner, because they'll work as your liaison during the construction process, and they're going to work their butts off for their commission, I promise you. Now, the other 3 are with everybody. Okay, there are 3 things that run a building job. A building job is simply a project. It's project management, that's all it is. If we're doing a project here, developing a product, how do you do that? Well, projects all need basically 3 things. You need a blueprint, which is how the project is going to be built. What's the house going to be? You need a detailed blueprint that you and the builder are in agreement on. If you don't already have that, while you're drawing it, involve your builder with the architect. So the 2 of them are working together to develop the plan. So the architect's not drawing something stupid that's ridiculous to be built or super expensive because they went to art class and don't know anything about building, okay? So you got to have the balance in there. But if you've already got your blueprint, you got your blueprint. That's thing 1. This is one of the 3 pieces of paper that manages a building job. The second piece of paper is do not engage in a building project without a detailed schedule. A schedule. When we built the homes that we built, we had a spreadsheet, and before we broke ground, we knew the week the trim carpenter was going to show up. We knew the week the painter was going to show up. We knew the week the roofer was going to show up. We knew the week the grading was going to be done on this or that. All, with bushes are going in on this date. We're going to get the CO, the certificate of occupancy on this date. And so you begin with the end in mind on the schedule. You got your blueprint, you got the schedule that we're going to build it. Then you could tell if the builder's off track because he's building something that's not on the blueprint, or he's off schedule because weather's been bad, or he hadn't done a good job of keeping the sub scheduled in. But if you start a house in October and you know March the 4th, the trim carpenter's supposed to be there, you can already schedule the trim carpenter. And so you don't end up without a dadgum trim carpenter when you're supposed to. And right now there's a shortage of labor in the building business. And if you don't have your subs lined up all the way out, you're going to get messed over on your schedule. So a schedule and a blueprint. The third piece of paper is a budget. Need a budget, which we're building to. And when they come in and go, well, we can't do this on budget. What do you mean you can't do it on budget? This is the budget. This is what we said. And it keeps you from doing stupid stuff. We're building a house, and the decorator came in and picked out expensive carpet for the downstairs. Nobody goes downstairs much. And she's blowing our whole carpet budget, our flooring budget, on this stupid downstairs carpet. Because decorator's being a decorator, right? I'm like, no, this is Dave Ramsey building this house, kiddo. So put the cheaper carpet downstairs, nobody goes down there anyway, and get your dadgum flooring budget back into, because we're not going a bazillion dollars over our flooring budget. And so you can build a house on budget, on schedule, and then every Friday we met with the builder and we looked at the blueprint, the schedule, and the budget and made sure everything that was done that week was lining up with all of that. The blueprint, the schedule, and the budget. The blueprint, the schedule, and the budget every Friday morning. And, of course, we had the money lined up, so we paid them every Friday morning. And they were able to pay their subs. Everybody's happy. Everything stays on track. We finished the houses early and under budget, the last 2 houses we built. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine building a house for me? How big a pain in the butt that is. But you know what? We didn't change 63 things during the way. The more change orders you do, the more you're going to lose your butt. It's hard on the builder. It's hard on the subs. It's hard on the schedule. It's hard on the budget. So make your mind up and stick with it. We did 2-3 change orders on both houses. I mean, almost no change orders. We had some big stuff we got in there. We went, no, this isn't right. We got to change this. And we spent, and it was on us. And then it's on me. And then mixed in this is you as the person building the stinking house have to do your job, and that is stay ahead of them on the selections. When you don't go pick out the carpet, you don't go pick out the light fixtures, you don't go pick out the faucets, you don't go pick out the plumbing fixtures, months and months and months ahead of when you need to, then you're slowing the whole thing down, and then you go, I had a bad experience building, because you were so freaking indecisive you were impossible to work with. Every time I give this talk, builders all go, God, I wish I could get all my people to do this. I'm like, you need to demand it, because you stay mad at your builder, and it's your fault. Now, sometimes builders are doofuses too, like any other business. But if you've got a quality realtor helping you lead your way through this, and you'll do the budget, the blueprint, and the schedule. The budget, the blueprint, and the schedule. Manage to that, and you stay ahead of them. Don't you be the problem. You make your decisions. And a friend of mine took him an extra year to build his house because he couldn't get his wife to go pick out the crap. I mean, I'm having a fit. And she couldn't make up her mind. I'm going to kill her. What are you talking about? She can't make up her mind. A year? Well, we enjoy the process. I don't enjoy process. I want to get it done. I'm like, why am I building a house? So, because it's a game? No, I'm building it to move into it. So you stay ahead of them. You don't stop them from anything. You don't get in the way. You don't be a problem child. And don't you go over on the site and start telling subs stuff's wrong. You're not running the job. The general contractors run the job. If you're going to go around the site, the only thing you do is take food, smile, and tell everybody how wonderful they are. And if you got a problem, you call your builder, you call your general contractor. Don't you go telling the electrician the plug's in the wrong place. They get confused who the boss is then. Stay in the chain of command. Keep stuff picked out. Be a pleasant experience, and you will have a pleasant experience. But manage it like it's a project. I mean, people wander around the barn building these houses, and it takes you forever to get them done. I've got some friends that build houses here in the area, and they refuse to build houses for people. They build them as specs, and when they're done, you can move in them. You can buy them, but they won't let you be involved because people drive the builder crazy by being indecisive and changing stuff halfway through. And a country music girl in our area was building a house, and she and her decorator changed everything. It took them an extra year, and they spent an extra $4 million on an $8 million. I mean, it was supposed to be a $4 million house. It ended up being $8 million, and it took them an extra year to build it. All because she changed everything. She built a stupid house twice as she was going up. Just change. The whole house was change orders. I mean, it's ridiculous. No, that's a dumb way to build a house. It drives everybody crazy and makes the decorator money, makes the builder money, makes the builder crazy, and makes you, the customer, crazy and broke. Figure out what you're going to do and do it. Have a clear path to building a house. And you'll have a great experience if you do that. I have had great experiences. Now, no project of that size happens without glitches and without you having to have some discussions from time to time, like get your butt in gear kind of discussion. But that's true of managing any project. You got to line the labor sources up and get things moving. Like, dude, you guys are 2 weeks behind. How you going to make it up? I don't know. It's been raining. Well, make it up. I mean, I come over here, you ain't working. It's 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Where the flip are you? Folks, if you listen to this long enough, you hear the show long enough, and you listen to the debt-free screams long enough, you find there's two types of people with money. Well, there's a lot of types of people, but people fall largely into two buckets. There's the bucket of people who are doing their debt-free scream, or someone like the young lady we interviewed in our lobby just a few minutes ago. They are happening to their money. The other bucket of people is the people the money happens to them. Dr. Stephen Covey used to say in his book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, the number one habit of highly effective people is they are proactive. They happen to things. Everything doesn't happen to them. You make the assumption that we can't control all the external variables in our life, but we are largely in charge of our own destiny. Or we stand back and shake our head and wonder why everything bad happens to us. You either tell your money what to do, or you wonder where it went. Money flows from people who do not manage it to the people who do manage it. If you take someone who manages money well and as a result has become wealthy, and they lose everything, they will become wealthy again. Because the things that made them wealthy that did not leave when the money left. And when you take someone who does not manage money well and they're given a pile of money, have you ever noticed they end up with nothing? Because they don't happen to their money happens to them. Case in point, lotto winners. Someone wins the lottery, the bankruptcy rate is fourfold the national average. 4 times as likely to file bankruptcy if you win the lottery as not. Isn't that weird? The vast majority of lotto winners, a decade later, have nothing. Because the very thing that caused them to play the lotto in the first place gives you an indication that you're going to lose it. Why some athletes, when they get money, end up with nothing. Because the only skill they've got is athletic skill. They had no character, no ability to manage the money, no ability to say no, no ability to have good relationships and boundaries. Those are the things that lead you to build wealth. And so wealth is an intentional act. Now, bad stuff can happen to people, and sometimes people are poor because people are oppressing them. I understand that. I'm not picking on the poor. That's not what I'm doing. But what I am saying is that sometimes you're where you are because of a series of decisions you've made. As a matter of fact, usually you're where you are. And you can make new decisions. You don't have to, well, my family, the way I grew up in my neighborhood, my people, those are how sentences start when people are going to explain why they're losing and it's not their fault. The little man can't get ahead. People like me, you don't understand about the isms that are out there. Yeah, I do. Isms are real. They're real. But I meet people every day who overcome their isms. Sexism, racism. People overcome their isms all the time. Hard work, hustle, smarts, looking forward, controlling the destiny. Can everybody do it? Apparently everybody can do it, but most people choose not to. They choose not to control the variables in their life. And so it comes down to something as simple in personal finance as doing a budget. When you do a budget, it is you exercising the fact that you believe you control your destiny. If you're a victim of destiny, why would you ever do a budget? If you're going to be controlled by an ism, if you're going to be controlled by the way you grew up, if you're going to be controlled by people in my family, people of my heritage, people of my ethnic background, people of, you fill in the blank, if you're going to be controlled by that, I grew up on the other side of the tracks, Dave. Most millionaires did, by the way. The vast majority of millionaires grew up on the other side of the tracks. The only difference in them and the next door neighbor that's still on the other side of the tracks is they decided they didn't want to live there. So they picked their butt up and they moved. to the other side of the tracks. They lived like no one else so that later they could live and give like no one else. Consequently, we see things like the 5 million families that have been through Financial Peace University. You know what the number one data point between them being successful, or the ones that are successful going through that, getting out of debt, and the ones that aren't? The number one data point is to do a budget. We can predict your success in Financial Peace University by the second class. It's 9 classes when you go through, 9 lessons. The second lesson, we can tell if you're going to be successful. Did you come in with your zero-based budget done in every dollar the way we teach you? No, I've got my own version of Dave Ramsey. I've got my own version of smart. I'm Ish. I'm Dave Ramsey Ish. I'm going to do Financial Peace University Ish. You're not going to make it. Our data, when 5 million people do something, you got good data, okay? We got good data. We know exactly who's going to make it and who's not. We can study your behavior and tell you, if you keep on this path, you are going to fail. And you've already started down the wrong path, so you got to turn around and go back and start again. The people that do their every dollar budget complete the class. They typically go to all 9 lessons. They stay in the membership for a year, continuing to watch online. They download the podcasts. They watch the debt-free screams on YouTube to stay inspired, to stay on their budget. How interesting. They were sick and tired of being sick and tired. They said, I'm not going to be those people anymore. I am going to control these variables. I'm going to control my destiny. Do sometimes their transmission go out? Does sometimes there a car wreck? Does sometimes somebody get cancer? Does sometimes somebody die? Yes, sometimes tragedy happens. Yes, sometimes they get laid off. Yes, but guess what? They get up and do it again. Sometimes they get knocked on their butt and they get back up and they do it again. And you get back up and you do it again when you have a plan and when you believe you're in control of your destiny. If you fall off your budget and you mess up, you get back up and you do it again. You don't take the Every Dollar app off your phone, which, by the way, it's fairly easy to put back on because it's free. And you sit down there and you do your budget. The correlating statistic between people that win at anything and people that lose are those that are intentional. People that win are intentional. You don't accidentally win the freaking Super Bowl. They never interview the guys at the end of the Super Bowl and go, how'd you do that? I don't know, man. I just got off the bus and I just won. I have no idea. No, it's an intentional act of a decade plus, 2 decades usually, of practice and skill development that brought them to that. 10,000 hours of practice brought them to that. You don't accidentally play a guitar like Brad Paisley. It's not an accident. It's an intentional act. Now, some of you got drunk and woke up married, but most people getting married is an intentional act. You date, you court, you're very focused, you do everything right, you smile at the right time, and you shave and take a bath. And it causes courting to work, and you get married. As we've been doing this millionaire research, one of the pieces of data that we've discovered is by studying 10,000 millionaires, that the average millionaire drives a 4-year-old car with 41,000 miles on it, and of course it's paid for, and they haven't had car payments in decades, which is how they became a millionaire, because the average car payment now is over $500, about $504 a month over 84 months. If you invest $504 from age 30 to age 70, you'll have somewhere around $5 million in your Roth IRA. I hope you like your car. Our advice, knowing that cars lose 60 to 70% of their value in the first 4 years, is to buy a quality used car unless you have a net worth in excess of $1 million. Then if you want to buy a new car, you can afford to take the loss on it. But the worst car accidents do happen on the showroom floor. Well, Dave, I'm always worried about buying a used car. Well, what are you driving? If you're driving a car that you bought 2 months ago, it's now a used car. If you're driving a car you bought 5 years ago, it's a used car. What are you driving? Listen, the vehicle quality is so high now that we get through 300,000 miles out of a car. Most of these cars run and run and run and run and run if you have to take care of them. So don't buy a new car unless you've got a net worth in excess of $1 million. Now, how do you negotiate the best deal on your car? Well, the same way you do a lot of things. There's a couple of keys to negotiating. One is he with the most knowledge wins. So study. Learn about that car. Go on Trader.com. Go on Kelley Blue Book and Edmunds.com and look up stuff about the car. Google the car. Read articles about the car. Look at different versions of the car, different packages that are on the car. The luxury package, the standard package, the two-door, the four-door, the different engines that are in that particular car. Learn all about a Honda Civic if you're going to buy a Honda Civic. Learn. People impulse a big purchase like a car. That makes you stupid. You don't impulse that. You study that. And then pay cash, of course. Now, most of the time, paying cash means that you are doing a bank transfer. But sometimes you can walk in with the cash and just lay it on the table. It's not that much money. I mean, $7,000, $10,000, $15,000, whatever. It kind of blows a dealer's mind, but certainly if you're buying from an individual, when you put cash on the table, it says we have a deal. It doesn't say, oh, I need to check with my banker. You ever sold a car on Craigslist? I need to check with my banker, and then you never hear from them again. I'll take it, but my banker will do it, and never hear from them again. But when you lay cash on the table, there's no, I need to check with my banker in there. It's a done deal, baby. It's locked in, right? And listen, don't get married to one car. Be prepared to walk away. Listen, when you bought something emotionally, even the most inept seller recognizes the body language changes. I mean, you guys know when somebody's bought something, right? Even though they haven't done the deal. The negotiation's over once they know you're married. I'm married. I have to have this car. So just be quiet. Let them talk, the seller, that is. Tell them, you've looked this car up, you've studied a lot, this seems a little high. And then be quiet. Let them talk. You can negotiate online. There's a lot of ways you can do it. You can have the car inspected. And a good thing to do, too, is check with one of our endorsed local providers on the insurance side and find out what it costs to insure that car. You might be looking at one $7,000 car that's almost twice as much to insure as another $7,000 car.
All right, you guys, that's a wrap on this limited series, Dave Ramsey's Greatest Hits. I loved looking back at the last 10 years of The Ramsey Show on video, reliving some of the best moments, and honestly, seeing how consistent Dave has been over time. It really is a testament to the timeless money principles that we still teach on The Ramsey Show. And yes, some things have changed. The studio has gotten a makeover. Dave's fashion choices may or may not have gotten a makeover. And now we have a whole team of personalities instead of just Dave. But despite all these changes, the advice we teach has stayed the same. It still works. And if you follow our money principles, you will build wealth. Good news. You can keep up with our life-changing content every weekday on The Ramsey Show. Just make sure that you're subscribed to The Ramsey Show channel. And as always, thank you so much for joining me for Dave Ramsey's Greatest Hits. Hey guys, I'm your host, Rachel Cruz, and you're watching Dave Ramsey's Greatest Hits, where we're looking back at the best moments from the last 10 years of The Ramsey Show on video. For this episode, that includes some conversations we still think about to this day. And I'm talking about heated debates, massive debt, and a situation that even freaked Dave out. So let's get to it.
Violet is with us in Kansas City. Hi, Violet. How are you?
Great. How are you doing?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
Hey, so I am just recently engaged, and my fiance, he actually lives in Dominican Republic, so he doesn't have a lot of money. It's like a third world country. I am $42,000 in debt, and I want to get married to him, but I'm just nervous because I know I'm on like step number 2 of paying off my debt, doing the debt snowball, and I'm just wondering if it's a good idea to get married, knowing that I will have student loans left to pay.
I don't mind folks getting married in debt at all or having babies while they're in debt at all. None of that is a problem for me. The only problem is if you're not on the same page that we're going to kill the debt.
Right.
And we're going to both work like maniacs to cause that to happen. So has he got a job?
He did have a job as a mechanic, and then for some reason now he doesn't have it anymore.
Some reason? That sounds kind of vague.
Yeah. I mean, his explanation was that their management got hired on new people, so now he doesn't have the job. So that was his explanation.
Okay. And how long have you all been dating?
We've been together for 9 months.
And how old are you?
I'm 23.
And he is how old?
He's 22.
And he's from the Dominican Republic?
He lives there. Mm-hmm.
He lives there?
Yes.
We
have a long-distance relationship.
Where would you live were you married?
So once we're married, we'll have the process of him coming here.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. And he was an auto mechanic in the Dominican Republic.
He's a mechanic on whatever. Like, I'm not sure of like what he specifically did. So there's like the language. I'm learning Spanish. I'm intermediate to fluency, and he doesn't know any English. I know this sounds weird, but my understanding was that he is just basically a mechanic. I've seen pictures of him going to work and all that stuff. I'm not sure what he specifically worked on.
Mm-hmm. How many times have you met him in person?
4 times.
Okay.
I go back and forth and travel over there.
Right. Okay. All right. Well, here's some things. I don't mind you getting married. I don't mind him coming here and he's going to get a job and you guys work together and make a lot of money and pay off the debt and live happily ever after. Okay? Mm-hmm. That's one option. I am obligated because of this show to tell people what I would do if I were in your shoes. I have a 30-year-old daughter and a 34-year-old daughter and a 27-year-old son. So I've got kids older than you, okay?
Yes.
That are all married. I've been in the Papa Dave chair, we call it, quite a bit over the years. And so I'm going to change hats from financial guru to Papa Dave and tell you a couple things that I would tell you if you were my daughter, okay?
Okay.
Number one, it has been known to happen that folks who want to come to this country will do anything to get to come here, and anything includes talking someone and conning someone into marrying them. So I'm not saying that's happening, but that flag went up in my head hearing this story. So I want you to just be careful, be wise, and be very aware. Do not be a naive person who gets taken advantage of and you call me back later with a disaster, please. I don't want pain to come to your life, okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you watch for that. Number two, sometimes people from other cultures will work rings around Americans. Their work ethic is 10x of the typical American. Sometimes from people with other culture are hound dog in the sun, lazy on the front porch, don't work much people.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not hearing things I like in your description of his job and his job loss. I've seen pictures of him going to work. Statements like that scare the crap out of me as Papa Dave for my young daughter I'm talking to, okay?
Yes.
Like, I want some, as your surrogate dad here for just a second, I'm not, but I'm just speaking like that, okay? But I want some proof that this young man is a diligent, hardworking young man and that he didn't lose his job because he was smoking so much reefer he couldn't crawl to work.
Mm-hmm.
I really want to know that before he marries you, because I want you to have a good life. So I want you to know that you know that you know that he's marrying you for you, not for an option at citizenship. I want you to know that you know that you know that this young man is a diligent, hardworking young man who's going to serve and love his wife well by working his fanny off once he gets here, and that he has a track record of doing that, not just promises. And you have a language barrier and a culture barrier to figure all this out in. This
Right.
whole process is fraught with danger. It can work, and it might be okay, and I might be just being paranoid. I do have the gift of cynicism, but
Yeah.
but this is what I heard in a short conversation, and so did 16 million people listening to this conversation. They're all going, uh-huh, uh-huh, because I wasn't the only one that got scared when you started talking about this. So you got a language barrier, a culture barrier, and a couple of con situations that you need to make sure are not cons before you go forward. If this is a stellar young man and he is all that he claims to be, and he comes here and works his tail off for the good of his family and his wife, you will be just fine. I am not worried about your debt at all. You will work your way through that. I hope you didn't take that wrong, because I did take my muddy boots and walk all through your house there. But it's just what I do, just because I care about you and I want you to win. And I don't want to just drive by this and act like I didn't hear those things, because I heard them. So you be good, and I hope this works out. Please be wise, wise, wise. And wisdom is different than intellect. Please get somebody else in your life to walk with you that looks in on this from the outside, that loves you and that has wisdom. Whether it's a dad, a mom, a sister, a brother, an uncle, a pastor, I don't care. Have somebody look over your shoulder and make sure that you don't have stars, lovey-dovey stars in your eyes and you're blind. Do that for yourself as a gift to yourself. That's what I would tell you if you were my own daughter. I hope that helps you. Well, the Dave Ramsey Show's changed a little over the years. I just used to answer questions from my friends. Now they're all my kids. Okay. That's what happens when you get old and you keep doing a show for 30 years. You guys all used to be my peers. Now with YouTube, they're all 22. Oh, my God. Oh, well, that's what we do here. Hey, I'm going to answer the questions here. If you don't want that kind of advice, if you don't want me to tell you what I think, if I were you, what would I do in your shoes? Don't call, because I'm obligated once you asked. Russ is with us in Salem, Massachusetts. Hey, Russ, welcome to the Dave Ramsey Show.
Hello, Dave. How are you?
Better than I deserve. How are you?
I am good. Dave, I posted some things on your website in regard to insurance philosophies you put online. And having been an insurance broker for about 35 years, there are a few misstatements that are on there that I'd like to use the air as a chance to maybe either clarify with you or maybe get some clarity from you on. May I do that?
Sure.
Okay. Number one, you have said on your website that term insurance is the best and the only kind of product people should buy in all instances when they need life insurance. And what I can tell you is that we do not recommend whole life insurance across the boards. We recommend life insurance situationally. There's no two needs, no two situations that are pervasively similar. Okay? Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, I'm hearing you. Yeah.
Okay. Number two, the cash value that you've talked about is
Wait a minute, did you want me to address that one first?
It's up to you.
Okay.
If you'd like to, I'll be happy to do it one at a time.
Well, you're an insurance agent, obviously, and I disagree when you say there are no two instances that are the same. There are basic principles of mathematics and basic principles of personal finance that are always the same. For instance, I would tell you there is never a time that you would use a credit card.
Mm-hmm.
You can't say that you can't convince me that there's certain times you should use a credit card. They suck. They're a bad product. They don't work. And I think the same thing's true of whole life.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, let's take it a little bit further. Number two, there seems to be some question about the cash value of a life insurance policy as being a bad investment. And I won't get into the issue of performance, but I think the big thing that you need to realize is this. The cash value is not there because insurance companies are creating a standard of return or investment that is deemed to be poor or is deemed to be immovable. The cash value
Then why would you do it?
Policy is there. It's a function of law. It involves.
So why would you put extra money into a policy to create cash value if the cash value has no standard of excellence at all on the rate of return?
Well, you didn't let me finish. Those policies historically get better as they get older. Okay? The cash value of a life insurance policy is a function of state law. It's a function of statutory reserves.
Sure.
And also, from an actuarial standpoint,
Sure.
it's used to keep premiums level indefinitely. Why do you think term insurance is so cheap? Because term insurance does not have or maintain a legal reserve affixed to it.
Well, sure it does. They have to
No,
have
it-
they have to have cash reserves
They
to,
have to have
to
cash
support.
reserves.
Otherwise,
The
the
reason
state
that-
won't license the term insurance company. Now, it's a
Whole life is
20-year
not-
level term. 20-year level term insurance is about 1/5 or about 1/20th the cost, about 5% the cost of the
Actuarially
same amount of
speaking.
the same amount of whole life is.
You're right, but from an actuarial point of view, whole life is considered to be a product priced indefinitely that does not have.
Yeah,
a
but it never
run.
stays in place indefinitely.
That depends upon the person, and that
It
depends
doesn't.
upon the situation.
All the research shows that they cash them out like crazy.
Not everybody.
Yeah,
I can tell.
yeah.
This I
The
can
vast
tell you.
majority do. But let's just pretend you kept it for your whole life. Why the flip did you need it for your whole life?
How about some things called estate taxes? There are people who do, when they die, see their family incur substantial financial loss.
And so in order to cover estate taxes, I need to get ripped off for 60 years in a horrible financial product. That's your
Well,
theory.
let me just say this. If you talk about the difference of investment, why don't you talk about the difference in, for example, in attorneys' fees? There are attorneys who charge $300 an hour versus $700 an hour. You don't tell somebody to invest the difference in legal fees to see if they come out ahead, do you?
Of course I would if the actual if the actual legal advice was exactly the same.
Well, that's
If you die, you get paid with term insurance. Your beneficiary gets paid. Pretty simple formula. If you die with whole life insurance, your beneficiary gets paid only the face amount
not
after you've
true.
paid 20 times more
I
for the
can
policy.
refute that. I can refute that very easily.
No, you can't.
If a policy is arranged properly, a person can receive not just the face amount of the policy, but in addition, they can receive the value of the cash account.
No, they can't. Not unless
Yes,
it's
they can.
not unless it's an AB universal, in which case you paid
No.
more for it to start with.
No, you do not. That is not true. That
Are
I
you
can
talking about
prove. I
paid up
know that.
additions?
Pardon me?
Are you talking about paid up additions?
No, I'm not talking about paid up additions. There is did you ever hear of something called the fifth dividend option?
Sure.
Okay.
Absolutely.
What is it?
Well, absolutely. The bottom line is, at the end of the day, the people don't get the cash value. You pay 20 times more, and the cash value is not added on. Now, I mean, you can look at every major whole life company that's out there, and you tell me they get their cash values. They don't get them. Russ, it's a piece of crap.
Beneficiary? Are you
Listen,
talking about the beneficiary?
listen, here's the situation, dude. I can talk to you for the rest of my life, and I'm not going to talk you into not selling whole life.
I'm not even talking about whole life of term. I sell a lot of term, bundles of it.
But you still sell the other crap too, and you're
I sell
offended
it
because I
based
said it's
upon
crap.
needs. Now, let me ask you another question. Yeah, by the way, for your information, just I'm not arguing with you, but the cash value, the amount of the value on top of the face of the policy can be paid to the beneficiary if the policy is written appropriately. I know,
And none of them are written that way.
Well, I've written them that way for 35 years.
No, it just doesn't happen, dude.
It
You and I
certainly
know
does.
that
It's called the
you and I
fifth
know
dividend
that is not how the industry is set up.
Well, believe me, it is. The other thing is, you said that, you talk about whole life as being such a horrible product. And again, maybe in your mind it is, but can I ask you this question?
Mm-hmm.
Why is that particular product that you think is so deplorable, bought by many publicly held companies and privately held companies to fund buyouts of corporate stock? And
There's a lot of
executive
buy-sell
benefits?
agreements that use whole life, and you know why? Because people like you sell that crap to them.
No.
That's
we do it
exactly
based
why
on
they
the
do it.
need. Do you know how much?
A simple partnership buy-sell agreement can be funded with term life insurance
Do you
for
know
1/20th
how
of
many-
the cost.
Well, let me ask you this. Do you know how many publicly held Fortune 500 companies use whole life and the millions of dollars the boards of directors authorize for that
And it's
stuff to
really
fund
sad
executive
that they're all
benefits?
getting screwed at that level.
Well,
It really is, because it's garbage, Russ.
From very prestigious business schools, I think they know a little bit more than the layperson.
Well, they may or they may not. But the bottom line is that at the end of the day, dude, it is the payday lender of the middle class. It's a horrid product. When you pay 20 times more for the same amount of coverage to build up a cash value that you never receive, because when you die, they pay the face amount. James is in Lexington, Kentucky. Hi, James. How are you?
I'm pretty good today, Dave. How about yourself?
Better than I deserve. How can I help?
Well, got myself in quite a mess right now, and I'm not really sure where to start to get out.
Okay.
To start with, I have currently about $430,000 in student loans.
Good Lord.
Yes, I was in medical school. I had failed 2 sets of boards after 3 years, and then was recently dismissed. And so about 80,000 is from undergrad, and then other courses later on to get into medical school, and the remainder is from medical school. Right now, I have the debt, but no degree that I was planning to use to actually be able to pay that back. So at this point, I don't really know what my options are to try to dig out of this.
You're right. That's a mess. I'm so sorry. That's scary.
It is.
Yeah. How did you get that far into it and then not be able to pass the boards?
I actually did fairly well during the first 2 years, but it was just, I think, being able to, I guess it was one thing to take an exam every few weeks or every month, but being able to retain that and then to recall it to the level of detail that I needed for the exams. I just couldn't put it all together at the end.
Is there any way you can re-engage and still have a shot at finishing?
Not without having to reapply and then go through the process all of it again. And then also have to take out more loans.
Mm-hmm. So
Yeah.
what are your when did you flunk the last one?
That was this past spring, and so I was let go this summer.
Okay. So what since then? What has been your plan?
Well, I've basically just been getting by. I was able to find a job, first of all, as a substitute teacher, then I was hired as a high school biology teacher. But my loans are on deferment right now, and I have some forbearance to go. But at this point, I'm not sure any of the other career options. I've thought about, physician assistant, other programs like that, but it requires going into more debt. Because I'm not in a position where I could work and then pay as I go. Plus pay off the current, the loans I've got now too.
Yeah. So what would it take to be a PA from where you are?
I would have to take about another year of classes. I would have to take some other entrance classes, and then 2.5 years for the program itself.
Wow.
And then that's probably at least another $60,000 to $70,000 in tuition and living expenses.
What about nursing?
It's my undergraduate degree was in biology, and then I did pre-med.
And so none of the med school work you've done applies to anything else.
No, none of it. I have the debt, but none of the courses, none of it actually I can transfer to anything.
Wow. Well, the only thing I know to tell you is to try to assess some kind of a career, and that's what I'm poking at here. I don't know enough about that world to try to help you, but we obviously need to get to the point that we're making some good money to begin to pay this through, right? And so I want to lead you towards something that's 6 figures to try to plow through this with, and or get on maybe with some kind of a hospital type of a company that would do some student loan pay for you as part of your signing bonus, that kind of a thing. Obviously, you're not going to be doing that as an MD, but the PA idea is a good idea, something around the biology or medical field, but I want to move you well beyond high school biology teacher to pay off $430,000 in debt, right?
Exactly. And the other issue, right now, I'm 34 years old, and so I have all this debt and I have an emergency fund, but no retirement savings, nothing at all. So I don't know.
Well, I'm not worried about that until we address your income. Okay. We got to address your career track, which gets you to your income, which solves the debt problem and then solves the retirement problem. I'm not in a panic about that today. If you were 66, I might be, but you're not. You got time to work through that. You've just got to reset here. Natalie is with us in New York. Hi, Natalie. How are you?
Hi, how are Hi, Dave. Thank you so much for taking my call.
Sure. What's up in your world?
So I am recently married, just a few months, and we are talking a lot about our finances. I paid off my student debt a little while ago, and now we have his to work on. And it's $300,000.
Mm-hmm. Oh my God! Is he a doctor or a
Yeah.
lawyer?
He's a doctor.
Okay. So what
So
what is your household income now?
Well, it's about 230.
Good, good. So you're gonna live on nothing and pay that off real fast, right?
Well, yes, but he's finishing residency, so my income is 150 and his is about like 70 as a resident. So we're looking at job opportunities in two different areas, and they offer one pays about $500,000 more.
One job is
So-
$500,000 more.
Yes,
Okay.
but it's in an unideal location, which we would not stay in long term. So we're just wondering if it's worth it to take, a job that pays that much more just to get out of debt quicker and kind of postpone.
Okay. So job
you know,
number one pays what, and job number two pays what?
About $850 versus $350.
Okay. And you make 150. Would you make 150 at either one of those locations?
Maybe a little less. Maybe 100. I would say.
Okay. So that's kind of either place you'd make about 100. So you'd
Yeah.
leave New York City
Yes.
in either case. And so what is the less than ideal location that's 500 grand more? That's
It's kind of in the tundra. It's up north near Canada.
in Canada?
No, near Canada. It's
Okay.
still in
But
the
it's in the
US.
United States.
Yeah, so he's a surgeon. So once he completes training, they offer some of these jobs in underserved areas
Yeah.
for a lot more money.
Yeah, I never heard of $500,000 more, but I knew underserved would overpay. I knew that, but are they asking for a length of time commitment?
Yeah, they asked for 3 years.
Okay. And you would be willing to do the 3 years?
I'm not sure. So I want to know your
Well, you
thoughts
already live in
on-
New York City. It's not like you live in the South. I mean, you're used to cold weather.
Yeah, but it's just kind of a whole lot of nothingness.
Okay. All right. So there's just not So you're moving to a very rural,
Middle of nowhere.
a very rural location versus New York City. So that's a big culture shock. I got you.
Exactly.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, I don't know. You got to ask yourself that question. You're going to be making $450,000 in a worst case scenario, right?
Exactly.
And so, my God, I mean, if you can't pay off $300,000 in the first year, somebody ought to smack both of you. If you can't
we
live
also
on
have a lot of stuff.
if you
coming up.
can't live on $150,000, somebody ought to smack you. Really? Don't you think?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, we haven't bought a house yet. We haven't.
I know you
had
don't need to
children
buy a
yet.
house. You have $300,000 in student loan debt you need to clean up. So, I mean, if you go make $450,000, I think you're going to work this out. You could be debt free in 1 year, and the next year you buy a house, and the next year, you do some other stuff. I mean, just have a little bit of patience with that kind of shovel. You ought to be able to move anything you want to around. The other way, you come out $1.5 million ahead, $500,000 times 3 for 3 years. But you're in the tundra. You could buy a whole lot of airline tickets out of the tundra and come visit, go visit New York City every
That's
weekend,
true.
and come out ahead.
Yeah, because we're a little older, so we were worried about not having any retirement savings, not having anything yet.
You'll be okay.
So-
You're going to be making $500,000 a year. As long as you don't go spending and do stupid doctor tricks with the money and, go another $400,000 in debt to do something else. But if you guys will just stay debt free, you're going to have tons of money to invest. You're going to be fine. You start banking 200 grand a year. You know how quick you have $1 million? It's like 4 years. You're okay. You're going to be all right. As long as you don't keep, jack your lifestyle way up. So the only thing I would take the $450,000 cheaper job if you're committed to getting out of debt in 1 year.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not, you need to go do the other one.
I think we could do it in 1 year, maybe two.
I think you can do it in one. I really do. I mean, or not plus or minus taxes. Taxes might push you into two. But I don't want you to jack your lifestyle up or start doing a bunch of other stuff till you get this debt cleaned up. No, job one's get the debt gone before you do anything else. Don't talk to me about buying a house, buying a car. Don't buy anything. You're broke and in debt.
Mm-hmm.
Hundreds of thousands of dollars. Clean that mess up, and then you're free to live the rest of your life and do whatever you want. Now, the only thing that, if Sharon and I were looking at this, my wife and I were looking at this situation, we would consider the Tundra opportunity, but we would put in there a couple $100,000 or $100,000 out of that 500 in travel, and we would just bug out of there virtually every weekend.
Yeah. Well, as a surgeon, that's not as easy, I guess. He's going to have a lot of call and everything.
But he's not on 7 days a week.
No.
Okay. So, I mean, just jump on the plane and go. I mean, even if you charter a plane out of there, you can go, you can have a life is my point, and you don't have to define your life as like you're living on the moon and you can't come home.
Yeah.
You can jump on a plane and be anywhere in some period of hours, and just, enjoy some downtime, head down to the Caribbean, head down to Cabo for the weekend. I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
You can do a lot of that kind of stuff on $500,000 and still come out ahead if you wanted to play that. That's how we would play it. Because I'm like you.
Put away a lot of money.
Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty relaxed nowadays, but if I were your age and I was concerned about, New York type of activities, then that's a way to do it, is to budget it and still say, okay, we're going to spend 50 grand on travel a year or 75 grand on travel a year. And that's our way of dealing with the fact that we're in the Tundra and we're making all this extra money for at least 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
And if you wanted to do that, that's a way to make it palatable. I'm not sure I would. I think if you're making $450, you ought to be okay. And you'll probably make not $450 for all 3 years. Probably make $450 the first year. Your income will probably go up. His income will probably go up the second year. So you're probably back up over $500,000 easy between the two of you then. So, but kiddo, whatever you do, get rid of this debt before you do anything else. Do not go buy a house until this debt's gone. Do not go buy a car until this debt's gone. You hear me loud and clear on that. I'm going to call you stupid if you do. Straight to your face. This is the Dave Ramsey Show. Well, on every one of my social media feeds for the last 5 days or 4 days since this article hit, people have been exploding. Their brains are frying out of their heads over this article in the Wall Street Journal. Mike Maru has $1 million in student loans. How did this happen? Mike Maru, a 37-year-old orthodontist, made a big investment in his education, and as of Thursday, he owed $1,060,945 in student loans. Mr. Maru pays only $1,589 a month, not enough to even cover the interest, so his debt 7 years at the University of Southern California grows by $130 a day. In 2 decades, his loan balance will be $2 million. He and his wife, Melissa, have become numb to the burden, focused instead on raising their 2 daughters. If you thought about it every single day, Ms. Maru said, you'd have a mental breakdown. Due to escalating tuition and easy credit, the U.S. now has 101 people who owe at least $1 million in federal student loan debt. 5 years ago, it was 14 people. While the typical student borrower owes $17,000, that's not true, it's 37. The number of those who owe at least $100,000 has risen to 2.5 million. The government essentially allows graduate students to borrow any amount to cover tuition and living costs, with few guardrails on how the final sum will be repaid. These are choices. We are not coercing, says the dean of USC's Herman Ostrow School of Dentistry, where Mr. Moreau went to school, which is one of the most expensive dental schools in the U.S. You know exactly what you're getting into, says the dean. Dental school is the costliest of higher education programs in the U.S., an average of $71,820 a year. The USC program now costs $91,000 a year and $137,000 when living expenses are included. Halfway through dental school, he said he started to worry about the soaring costs of his education. Why did it take halfway? You're in the most expensive dental school in the U.S. I'm sitting here saying, holy crap, should I really be doing this? Mr. Maru called. Should I drop out? Miss Maru, 35, said her husband and her decided it was too late to turn back. If he quit or transferred to a cheaper school, he still owed for the loans he already had. Yeah, so the cheaper school would keep you from doing what? The USC education helped Mr. Maru earn $225,000 last year. No, being a dentist helped him earn $225,000 last year, working for a corporate practice in Draper, Utah, outside Salt Lake City. That compares with $158,000 median income for dentists. Some dental school educators fear that the eye-popping let me help you all with that for a second. That's a misnomer. Let me stop just for a second. The median income for dentists is $158,000, but not for orthodontists, and he's an orthodontist. So let's learn the difference here. It's $225,000. He's not making extra money because he went to USC, where he went to school did not increase his income. He went to the most expensive school, and he makes an average income. Note to those of you who want to go to an expensive school because you say it's going to cause you to make more money. It doesn't. Anyway, moving on. Some dental school educators fear that the eye-popping cost to enter the profession could dissuade good prospects from even trying. Ya think? Dental School's financial aid director estimated that the basic four-year program would require $400,000 to $500,000 in student loan debt. Mr. Maru and his wife concluded dental school is a good investment. We're like, well, we can make this work. Yeah, made sense to me. They took it out on a lower interest rate. Long story short, the interest rate went up. They got themselves in trouble. A law passed in Congress in 2001 severed the link that tethered student loan interest rates to Treasury rates, and the rates went up, causing him to get into a bigger mess. The one luxury I'm skipping along was buying a used Mercedes-Benz, which carries a payment of $390. The couple then bought a home using a $400,000 mortgage Miss Maru took out in her name. She used an inheritance from her grandfather for the down payment, and her mother co-signed for the loan because she's married to a broke dentist. Mr. Maru then entered into a government-sponsored repayment program on the loan, where after 10 years his loan will be forgiven. But when you add up everything he's paid in, he will have paid back $1 million even by then. And then you and I will eat the other $1 million roughly. Since refinancing his debt with the federal government in 2015, Mr. Maru's balance has grown by $150,000. It will keep growing through the 25-year life of the repayment plan until it reaches $2 million. The sum will be forgiven, and at current tax rates will cost him another $700,000 in income tax for forgiveness of debt. The government repayment plan affords the Maru family a comfortable life. Their home is on a mountain with panoramic views of the snow-capped peaks surrounding Salt Lake City. They take vacations, including a recent trip to Havana, and they drive a used Tesla. Yeah, it does make your head explode. Extreme things like this always do make the news. And obviously this is an extreme thing, but what it does point out is a whole bunch of things. One thing it points out is that you and I are stupid, America. We're stupid because we elected a Congress that allows a student loan program like that to be in place because you and I are getting ready to pay this guy's bill. These are federally insured student loans. The taxpayer insures the student loans. No one else gives unlimited lines of credit to 18-year-olds on unsecured debt except you and me. No banker in his right mind would give this, and bankers loan money like hot potatoes. They'll loan money to a dog that's dead, and they won't loan money to you. But no, you and me, we're so bright. We think that students, college education is so important, and the whole economy would collapse, and America would be a bunch of illiterates if we don't step up and if we don't step up and insure these student loans. So I'm telling you, you need to call your congressman based on this article right here, which wakes you up, and say the federally insured student loan thing needs to stop. You want to stop colleges from overcharging? It's real simple. When nobody goes there because they're too freaking expensive, their rates will drop. But when they have an unlimited supply of money from the government insured by stupid people like you and me, and signed up for stupid people like this guy, who didn't even add up what his costs were going to be until he was halfway through, This is a whole group of stupid people in a pile. Stupid colleges overcharging, stupid taxpayers that are willing to sign on for this guy, because you and I are going to pay this. Your tax money is paying this guy's bill because we're stupid. Because only stupid people loan people like this money. So we're stupid. We guaranteed this loan. It's a federally insured student loan. The student loan program is a freaking disaster. Mike Marew's life is a disaster. So, Mike, you're in Salt Lake City, my man. You're in a hurt. You're in a world of hurt. You've become the laughing stock of America after this article. I'm so sorry. People are probably writing him hate mail like crazy. I'm not going to write you hate mail. I'm not going to pile on. I've done dumb things, too.
Okay, you guys, if you had fun with this episode, there's more where that came from. Because up next on Dave Ramsey's Greatest Hits, we've got even more Dave rants. So make sure to check it out and share this video with a friend who you think would enjoy it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.
Hey, George Camel here, co-host of The Ramsey Show, and we are back with another installment of the Best of The Ramsey Show. Everybody makes financial mistakes, but some are crazier than others. And this episode features some of the craziest financial mistakes our callers have made. Check it out.
Jack is in California. Hi, Jack. Welcome to The Ramsey Show.
Hey, Dave. How's it going?
Better than I deserve. How can we help?
So I wanted some advice on my current situation. I started binge watching your show about 3 weeks ago and decided, okay, because I want to buy a house soon. So I paid off all my credit cards. But the problem I'm having right now is I have a car that I spent way too much on last year, and I bought it brand new because I drive about 100-mile round trip. So I spent $52,000 on my car.
Wow.
And it's about an $836 payment. And I was thinking, okay, I'm just going to go ahead and pay this off because the value has already decreased to like $38,000 when I looked it up on Kelley Blue Book. So what I wanted advice on was I have about $20,000 in my savings.
Good.
And I put my 401k on hold just last week. Because I had about 15% going in there. I'm 25 years old. I got 40K in there, which I want to use for a house. This year I'll make between 120 and 150.
Excellent. Okay, so the balance on the car is what?
The balance on the car is about $47,000 because I just bought it in September of last year.
Gotcha. So you throw 20 at it, and that leaves us with 27, and you make 100 and some change, and you pay it off in a year, right?
Yeah, so that's what my question was, because I was thinking of keeping like $10,000 in my savings.
No,
so
you need to get rid of this car.
Okay.
You're broke, man. $800.
Yeah, no, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's horrible. I'd be freaking out.
Yeah, and I realized, watching your show, and then I started paying off my credit card, and I was like, you know what? If I want to buy a house, I'm gonna have a mortgage payment and an $800 car payment.
No,
and
you're not doing that.
Realistic in California.
I'll come to California and box your ears. You're not doing that. No, you're too smart to do that. Let me tell you where you're struggling. Okay. You've learned all of this information and implemented all of this in a very short period of time. Your intellect went way ahead and left your emotions behind.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you understood this intellectually, and you went like ding, 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 and you start doing it, and then you're kind of like getting a little bit of emotional whiplash because this has all happened in a relatively short period of time. Agreed?
Yeah, and you know what? Watching your show helps me out so much because a lot of this stuff is stuff that my parents are very frugal, and they taught me all this stuff. And
they were
they
freaking out when you bought this $52,000 car.
Yeah, but they let me make my mistakes.
Well, yeah, you're a grown man, and that stupid's not illegal.
And you explained it to them in a good way why you needed this one too.
Yeah, 100 miles a week, which means I'm going to destroy the value faster.
That was me justifying it in my head.
Yeah,
but I knew it was stupid when I was doing it.
Yeah, I heard you.
But you made me realize how stupid it is when I started watching your show.
I think you're smart, and I think you're going to turn this around. It's just the reason you're saying, but I want to keep the $10,000 is not because you intellectually don't see how this is all going to pan out. It's because you've done it all in a very short period of time, and you went from way over here in the land of stupid to rushing over into the land of the wise, and you got a little whiplash doing it emotionally. It takes your emotions a little time to catch up. So give yourself permission to go, this feels weird, but I'm going to do it anyway.
And you feel exposed when you get down to that $1,000, and I think that's the point, right?
Yeah.
We want you running.
Well, and we want all that money thrown at this stupid car to get rid of this debt. So,
but when somebody binge watches Dave, they realize, oh gosh, I'm not safe, and they immediately want to get safe now.
Yeah.
And so I get that impulse. I got to hang on to this.
And let me tell you the other thing. Those of you out there that are, you've been broke for 20 years, living paycheck to paycheck, and you work through this stuff, and you work your butt off, and you're Gazelle Intense for 3 years, and then you're debt-free, and you don't have any payments, and then you start actually getting some money, and then you look up and you go, dadgum, I have several $100,000, and I have no debt. There's another thing that happens is your emotions are still back there when you were broke.
Yeah.
And it feels weird to be able to buy a $10,000 thing and just write a check for it, and it's not a big deal.
Yeah,
mathematically, intellectually, but your emotions are like back there when you were broke.
Right. So you got to heal along the way, too.
Yeah. I mean, we spend more on copier paper and coffee here than I used to make.
Right.
In this building. I mean, I have 1,000 employees. But when I look down at that number and I see
your
these
heart stops
numbers going through, I'm like, I'm that little 28-year-old guy that's back there broke 30 years ago. I'm like, crap!
Yes.
We spent what on coffee? It's like, it's a lot of coffee!
So the last time I bought a new car when I was an idiot was a long time ago. I went we're looking at buying my wife a new car or a used car. And
new to her.
I thought, when did the prices go up? And she was like, 25 years ago. Right? But yeah, it's that same. They want what for a used car?
Yeah. But as you move away from one set of financial values and operating in one financial reality, and you move into another one, your intellect often goes before your emotions.
Almost always.
And then it's like later on. So I have to look down at the coffee bill and go, okay, this company did bring in $350 million, so we can probably cover this coffee bill. You know, so shut up, you little whining boy.
Yes.
But on the other hand, I look at that number and it still activates those old emotions. And so that tells me that still today, my emotions have not caught up with the intellectual activities required to run a $350 million company.
And it may never. It may.
Well, every time they do, the company grows. So I can't keep up.
That's right. That's right.
I can't keep up. The same thing with me. Sharon and I were looking at buying something last night, and she goes, I want to get this, and I'm going to spend a lot of money. And then she told me how much it was, and I went, that is not a lot of money, you little goob. Buy it.
But that 9-year-old little girl from East Tennessee is still like,
well, the one that was terrified and didn't think we'd ever be able to fill up her grocery basket again in the grocery store.
Yeah.
And now can and not think about it. But she's like, that's a lot of money. She's like a mischievous, like she's doing something wrong. I'm like, honey, put 2 zeros on it and we'll call it a lot of money.
Man,
it's not a lot of money.
I think, Dave, that is so wise that whether it's your marriage, whether it's your kids, whether it's you're in a new stage with your money, to always just pause. Have some built-in pauses to go, whew. Here's a conversation we were having upstairs. We're working on this new book. We say here, if you're not growing, you're dying. And I asked the team, it just hit me like a lightning bolt. What does growing mean to you? What does growing mean to you? And they were saying, intellectual stimulation and exercise plan and a good morning routine and reading and spiritual growth and all these things. And Dave, it occurred to me in this conversation, this is just yesterday, by the way, so I'm still processing it, but when you go lift weights, you're actually tearing your muscles down. It's when you rest that the growth happens.
Yep.
And so it's both and, right?
Yep.
It's crushing it and reflection.
Yep.
And so it's Gazelle Intense and I'm in a new stage here.
You are busting the lactic acid, man.
Yeah. I'm in a new stage and a new stage and a new stage.
And there's the pruning that causes growth.
Yeah.
And man, it's always a breakdown to build up.
Always. And when you read that hard book or have that hard class, it's at night when you sleep. That's when the neurons grow. That's when the growth happens, right? And so it goes back to, it's both and.
Maybe I should sleep more.
I'll always tell you that, yes. But I love this gazelle. And hey, don't forget to be reflective and realize, hey, you're safe now. You're safe now. And now we're going to start working about giving and building, and it's just keep make sure your head and your heart stay connected through this whole process, man.
Yeah, that's so Jack, all of that rant to say that for everybody else out there listening, what you're going through is normal.
Yeah.
It's a normal part of the process for your emotions to catch up with your intellect. Take the whole 20,000 down to 1,000, work the baby steps like you heard when you were binging, and let's get that car paid off and get that debt out of your life. And the good news is you can look back when you're 54 and go, you know, one of the dumbest things I ever did was back when I was 24.
I bought a $50,000 car.
When I was 24. And you can look back. This could, you know, you may have gotten the dumbest thing out of the way. Kathy is with us in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Hi, Kathy. How are you?
I'm good. How are you, Dave?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
So I have been through Financial Peace University a couple times. I've snowballed myself down to mortgage payment and student loan payment. Student loans will be paid off for public loan forgiveness in about 2 years. My mortgage payment is a 3.125% interest. I have about $80,000 left on that. Had to get a different vehicle, and this is kind of where the question starts coming in. So just because of timing and how it worked out and being out of town and no cars available, I had intended to use some of $45,000 I had saved to get a new vehicle. Didn't know how I was going to piece it together, but long story short, what I ended up with was an auto loan of about $41,000 at 3.99% interest, and that was by mistake. I know I can get a better rate than that, so I'm trying to get in to refinance that auto loan. But then my questions come in: is that really, like, what should I do with this $45,000 I have saved? I'm 55. I only have $25,000 in mutual funds for retirement.
What is your household income?
Well, that just jumped. So it was at 56,000, and then in August it went up to 104.
Okay. So I guess you're going to have to go back through Financial Peace University. You flunked.
I did with that car thing horribly.
Yeah, you did. And then you just called and asked me how to refinance a car debt and keep the car debt while you have the money in the bank to pay it off. You just did that.
I really want to know what's the best thing to do. Like, I do have the money to pay it off.
You know what the best thing to do is. You went through the class twice.
But then I have nothing, like I don't have
because you bought a car you can't afford.
Left. Yeah, okay, yeah, that's one of the things I've been wondering is if I just need
well,
to
here's the thing. If you use your $45,000 to become debt free other than your student loan, which is another problem, by the way. Did you know that 2% of the public student loan forgiveness people actually get it forgiven? 98% have not. Yeah.
No, I did not know that.
So I don't have a lot of hope for your plan. How much student loan debt have you got?
There's $69,000 left.
Okay. All right. So.
And I did recently check on it.
Now you can do what you want to do, and obviously you regularly do that. So here's what I would tell you to do. Okay. And this is going to be very consistent with everything that I taught you in that class. Okay.
Okay.
We're going to walk the baby steps. You have $100,000 in debt, 40 of it is a car, 69 is a student loan, and you have $45,000 in the bank. You have a car you can't afford. You need to sell your car. You need to take $10,000 of the $45,000 and go buy you a $10,000 car. And then you need to use the rest of the money and pay it on the student loan. And then you need to get on a debt snowball, beans and rice, rice and beans, on a debt, on a budget where you don't have any life until you get that student loan paid off, because the federal private student loan forgiveness program is an absolute scam. I just gave you the real numbers. 98% are not forgiven. 2% have. That equals a lot of people who bet on the government keeping their word and they were lied to, and you're one of them. If I woke up in your shoes, I would treat that student loan like it was a cancer and I would pay it off really, really fast. I would get rid of the car and undo the mistake that I made there. Probably going to write a check to do that. God help you. Little stupid tax check there. And then you move on from there. Now you get that student loan paid off. Then you build your emergency fund of 3 to 6 months of expenses, and then you start investing 15% of your household income, which in your case will be $15,000 a year, $16,000 a year until you get your home paid off. You're going to do all of this by the time you're 60, and then you're probably going to have your house paid off shortly after that if you'll stay on a plan and quit losing your mind and driving the car in the ditch. No pun intended. So, but this is what people do, and we all do it. We all make mistakes. You made a mistake. Now you've got a choice. Are you gonna double down? I'm gonna keep that car. Well, you keep the car. That's fine. That's your decision. You're like a grown woman and stuff. So, but you call me and made the mistake of asking me what I would do, and then I am duty bound to tell you again what I would do. Jalen starts off this hour in Atlanta, Georgia. Hi, Jalen. What's up?
Hi, sir. Thank you so much for taking my call.
Sure. How can we help?
Yes, sir. So I just actually learned about the baby steps and all that you've done starting in January. But in December, I made the stupid, maybe smart decision. I ordered a Tesla Model Y, and learning that it's $60,000 and that will put me in debt, I turned around and was like, okay, that maybe not be the best idea. But then I came up with the idea doing research that I could generate it into passive income by renting on Turo and allowing others to, do it as a rental property essentially for the vehicle and make that income back and paying off the debt with that. However, I'd still be risking having that debt because if things happen and I'm not able to rent the car out and things like that, I could still be withheld on paying almost a $900 monthly car note. So I just wanted to know if that's a good idea. I'm 23, I'm single, I don't have any other debt except for my current car, which is my Kia Soul, but it's currently in positive equity, and I'm just continuing paying that off, learning from the baby steps. So just really want some advice with this.
All right. There's a lot going on here, Jalen, but I'm glad you found us. It's interesting, Dave. They always find you right after they do a dumb thing, and then a month later they go, I found Dave. It's amazing. But let me answer your question. So you've got debt on the Kia Soul, and you're going, I've got a business-making opportunity by getting a sweet toy and letting someone else destroy it while I slowly, painfully pay back the debt on 2 cars now.
That's a different way than he said it, George.
You're right. That's the way I heard it. I'll say that, Jalen. So, no, do not get this Tesla. You need to pay off this Kia Soul. And if you do ever get a Tesla, I want you to do it with cash. How much money do you make?
So I just got a promotion actually in January as well. So I'm currently going to be at $60,000 plus incentives.
You said $60,000?
Yes.
So you're going to own a $60,000 car making $60,000 a year.
When you put it that way, it sounds even worse.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why he did that.
That's why I did it. It was a trick question.
He's completely messing with
Jalen,
you, but he's doing it
I
because he loves you.
I
he
love
wants you to
you,
win.
and I want you to win financially. And the Turo Tesla deal is not going to be the business model you think it is.
So Jalen, here's the thing. Really good question, and I really appreciate you calling, sir. A good way to make some of these decisions is to pan way back and say, okay, when I'm 35, 12 years from now, which will be the best decision? And it kind of instantly leads you to not doing the Tesla thing and getting the car paid off and starting to build some wealth, doesn't it?
Right.
Yeah. The Tesla only sounds good when you think about taking delivery on it. It doesn't sound good when you're 35. You have a 12-year-old battery at that point with some wheels.
Right. And with my current car now, since I can get more than what it's worth paying off the loan, should I
What is the balance
sell the
on?
car that I have?
What's the balance
So
on?
I owe $14,000. Car owner's offering me $17,000.
No, just pay it off. Just work yourself. You got a job. Just work your way out of it. And then if you want to trade cars, do it with cash later. But let's just you have a small car debt, making $50,000, $60,000, and let's turn around and get it paid off as quick as we can. Because again, so the other thing I always ask myself is what, and I went broke when I was 28, lost everything because I was stupid. So one of the things I started doing at that point is I started talking to old rich people. I didn't want to talk to young rich people. I had been him. He was stupid. I wanted to talk to old people who had money, made it, and kept it. Okay? And then I've continued that for the last 30 years, that discussion with old rich people, to the point we did a detailed, in-depth research of the largest research study ever done on millionaires in North America. And the number of millionaires out of the 10,000 millionaires that we studied, the number of them that said they became a millionaire because they went in debt to buy their car so they could rent it out was precisely zero. None of them used your plan that you presented to us a while ago. And so, you know, and because it's just fraught with disaster. There's so many things that can go wrong in that plan that you laid out there. And, you know, if you've ever had a rental property or ever put a property out as an Airbnb, you would know not to put your car out in that system because people just don't take care of it. People are gross, as a matter of fact. They're just gross. They're filthy animals. And so you really find that out about them when they live in stuff or will drive stuff that you own. And it's just, you're going to discover that with your $60,000 car with your $60,000 income. So please don't do it. I think you're not going to. I think we talked you out of it. But just for the other people listening that are thinking of the same way, I wanted to make sure we drive the stake deeply into the ground on that. So, yeah, pan back, ask yourself, what would old rich people do? Because that's what you want to be. Rich when you're old.
And Dave, when it comes to spending decisions, I like to think of it through a framework where I go, okay, let me have some self-awareness. Is this going to add value to my life? Is it born out of my values? And I move on to motivation. And this is where it gets really tough, especially for young people. What's my motive? Do I have a good motive in buying this thing? Am I trying to flex on my friends? Do I want a shiny, cool toy so I feel successful? And then I go into affordability, and I go, can I afford this in cash? And if America answered that correctly, no one would be in debt, would they? And then you go into research mode and go, is this the best price, retailer, option that I can get? And then you go into timing and you go, all right, is this the right time to buy this? What's the opportunity cost? Could I wait a year? Could I wait 3 years? And when you do that, it actually spells smart, which is really cute. But what it does, it helps you just take a pause and think through a framework to go, is this the right decision for where I'm at financially? And if you answer no to any of those, here's what it means. Not now. We're not saying we never want you to have nice stuff. I want you to drive a Model Y Tesla one day, Jalen. But I want you to do it when you get your income up. You can pay cash for this thing. It's a small portion of your life and your world, and you're not doing it to flex on other people. And you've done it because you're already out of debt and you're investing. That changes the game.
You know, very few. There's so many people. We're a car culture, and cars until the last 18 months go down in value. And they will again as soon as this little supply-demand curve thing quits. They will depreciate again. And so it's the largest thing we buy that goes down in value. And once you've gotten past transportation to take your family somewhere or to take yourself to work, once you've gotten past that, the car is no longer a need. Everything above basic transportation is a want. And sadly, in my life, when I was young, before I was 30 years old, we didn't call it flexing, but it's just trying to impress other people, trying to keep up with the Joneses, trying to make somebody think I bought a Jaguar so that people would think I was successful.
Yeah.
Based on the car you drive? That's your measure but that's what people do. And I was that shallow. Yeah. I was that dumb. Jalen's not that dumb.
No.
John is with us to start off this hour in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Hi, John. Welcome to the Ramsey Show.
Hey, Dave. Thanks for having me.
Sure. What's up?
Good to talk to you today.
You too.
I'm in a bit of a mess. I moved from Texas in January of 2021 this year, and this is the first time we've moved out away from everyone. It's the first time we had left the city that we spent our whole lives in, and so we took a big leap of faith and got out here to Tulsa, and we've just really kind of gotten ourselves in a bind. I was listening to you hard and heavy for about 3 months straight before we moved, and we had big plans to sit down and talk through some things and figure some stuff out, and we didn't, and I made a lot of dumb decisions since then, and we are in all kinds of debt. We've got from credit cards to loans to student loans, car payments. And we're just in over our heads so deep that we're trying to figure out what to do, you know.
So if you were completely free, would you move back home?
I don't think so.
Okay. So what is was just the stress of being away from what was familiar? You think that added to the bad decisions? Is that why you're telling us about that part of it?
Yes, definitely. I do believe so. There's a lot of with my wife and I, we pastored for several years, and for 5 years, and so we were out of ministry for 1 year, and we fully believe God spoke to us to move to Tulsa.
Mm-hmm. So did you take another pastorate there?
No, I did not. I'm also a plumber. I've got a master license in Texas. I have a business there still that generates a little bit of money, and I've worked for a plumbing company here in this area. My wife is not working right now, but she's about to go back to work, and so that's going to help us a lot. I know.
Okay, what do you make now?
Probably I make about 78 with the one company. Probably close to 100 combined.
Okay. And what will she make?
We'll probably be in the 100. I would say 100 to 120 range together combined.
All right, I'm going to call it 120 because you told me 100 before you said she went back to work. All right, so now how much is your house payment?
It's $1,450 a month.
Okay, and what do you owe on the cars? Each.
Now, okay, $42,000 on one.
Mm-hmm.
And I took out a loan, a couple of personal loans, and one of them is tied to my truck now, and so that one, the total's about $12,000.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and you already had student loans before you moved.
Yes.
And how much are they?
The student loans, they equal about $60,000.
Did you say each?
They total about
60. Okay, so 42, 12, and 60. What other debts? Credit cards.
Some more loans. Credit cards are probably about $8,000.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Somewhere in there, maybe a little less. Loans are around $20,000. Just
personal loans?
Yes.
Okay. So how much of this did you do since you moved?
The student loans and one car were previous, the big car. That was all previous. About half of the credit cards were previous. The new loans and credit card debt is since we moved.
Okay. So how can I best help you?
I don't even know. We're just at such a loss right now, and there was a lot of bad decisions, like I said, that combined us together, making dumb things, and we finally got back to church. I'm wondering if there's like a group here in Tulsa that we can find that is a Ramsey group. Is there a way to find that?
Sure. We'll just put you into Ramsey Plus, into Financial Peace University, and there's a lot of churches teaching that live, and you can plug into that. I'll pay for that and help you get started. Okay, your language covers the words you're using, and the way you're using them covers a lot of other mistakes that aren't financial, it sounds like.
Yeah, there has been.
Okay,
there's been some different. Yeah.
Okay, let's just leave that there because the weight of this in your voice doesn't really match your numbers. That's why I was asking. So what if I said, okay, we're going to get really together. You and your wife are going to work tight together. You're going to be on Beans and Rice, Rice and Beans. You're not going to see the inside of a restaurant unless you work there, and you're not going on vacation, and you're selling her stupid butt $42,000 car. What if I said that?
We're on board. We're ready. We're both ready, but we've just been talking about it, and we're ready to do it now.
Yeah. You got to start doing some stuff that's going to hurt.
Yeah.
There's some pain involved in living like no one else, so that later you can live and give like no one else.
And we're ready. We just need some help to get started, I believe. And
okay, you're gonna sell a bunch of crap, and you're gonna cut your lifestyle to nothing. Yeah,
Okay.
you've been eating candy so much you got a stomach ache. Is what it amounts to.
Yes. Yes.
Like I take one of my grandkids to the ice cream store and let them just completely founder themselves, and then they're on a sugar high and their belly hurts, right?
Yes.
And you know what, John, I'm just going to say this. I'm not going to make you respond to it, but I think it's time for you and your wife to forgive yourselves. There's some shame, there's some pain that's driving some of these decisions. At some point, you're going to have to say, God still loves us. We still have a lot of value to ourselves, to our family, to our friends, and to Him.
Allison's with us in Tampa, Florida. Hey, Allison, what's up?
Hi. Pleasure to be speaking with you today. I'm calling because I think I made the worst financial decision of my life.
Uh-oh, what'd you do?
I am trying to get out of my timeshare.
Oh, you did. Oh, you made a horrible decision.
I know.
It's legalized fraud. Oh, where did you buy a timeshare?
Like what state?
Yeah.
Or what company?
Where? Well,
I bought it in California.
In California. What company?
It's Wealth Financial.
Oh, my gosh. Okay. Oh, how long ago did you buy it?
21.
Wow. Just had a weak moment, huh?
Yeah. And, my fiance and I are just now trying to save for our first home. So it's really just like
you still owe money on this thing?
Oh, yeah. Are you kidding me?
Oh, yeah. No, I'm not kidding you.
And I've really tried. I tried everything, contacting them. They have reiterated to me many times they have no deed buyback programs, and I cannot sell or transfer the loan to anyone until the loan is fully paid off.
That's true.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a horrible, horrible industry. It's just the worst. Like I got the two calls back to back. I got whole life call, and the next call has to be about payday lenders. I mean, this is like the whole life to timeshare to payday lenders.
We're gonna have to get his blood pressure machine in here.
Oh man, I'm so sorry.
Healthy.
Yeah, how much do you owe on the stinking thing?
Yeah, about $14K.
Oh my gosh. So what'd you do? Go out there and stay like for free, and they put you in a room and wouldn't let you out till you bought, or how'd that work?
No, we were at an amusement park, and they, offered us a free vacation, which we got, whether or not we wanted to buy. And I told him, like, my boyfriend at the time, we're not going to do anything. The guy obviously, was very good at his job. He had made a lot of promises that I'm realizing aren't even true. Like, for example, if you book with one of their partners, then you get a free week every time you book with them. So we went ahead and booked. The end of September, come to realize now we don't get that free week because they're not with that company anymore. Things like that.
So this is called a fraudulent inducement. Yeah, he told you a lie to get you to buy. So here's what you do, and I don't know if this will work, but it's the only shot you got, okay?
Okay.
Getting out of these things is very difficult. You stepped into a bear trap, and it got you on the leg, and getting out of it by yourself, it's hard. It's very hard, and even with help getting out of it's very hard. It's a nasty, filthy business, as you've already discovered, right?
And I have heard of the timeshare exit team.
They're gone. They're gone. They got run out of. They got run out of business by the Washington Attorney General and by
go up that avenue.
Yeah, they're horrible. I mean, it was a horrible mess. They did a good job. They got 20,000 people out, but they got run out of business by the timeshare business. The legal bills. They got sued 60,000 different ways, and then the timeshare business got the Washington Attorney General after them, and it was just a disaster. But for a while, that was a good avenue. There is a couple of groups that are still open doing exits that are legitimate groups. They're legitimate companies that do exits. But the exit, even using one of these people, is very difficult, okay? So no guarantees, and they're not. It's not an endorsement. They don't work for me. They don't, they don't pay me or anything like that. There's a company called the Newton Group, and they've actually been helping some of the timeshare exit customers that didn't get help because timeshare went out of business. They're trying to help some of them too. But the Newton Group at timesharetruth.com. And they've been here to our offices. We've met with them. I met with Mr. Newton and with several of the lawyers that are on his staff. They're good people, but they will look at you in the face and say, getting out of these things is very difficult, but sometimes they're able to pull it off. But no promises. But that's what I'll tell you, timesharetruth.com, the Newton Group. And
Okay.
that's the best thing I can give you. And other than that, just yell at the entire world. Don't ever go to a timeshare presentation under any circumstances. There's no reason. There's no free vacation that's worth putting up with this crap. These are low-class human beings. It's a low-class business. It's nasty. It's filthy. They lie. It's legalized fraud. Have I been unclear, Ken?
Well, Dave, I was going to ask you to expound on that thought a little bit. I don't think you've covered it from enough angles, quite frankly. But I don't want to criticize.
I hate the timeshare business.
Yeah.
Because they screw people. And
Now-
I just can't stand when the consumer's getting messed over. It makes me mad.
So what if she can't get out of this?
She's going to write a check.
She has to pay it.
$14,000, and then she's the proud owner, and then the stupid maintenance fees are going to go up every year.
Right. And then can she sell it?
It's like a disease you can't get rid of.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
You can't. They're for sale on eBay for $1.
Ooh.
Nobody
really?
wants them
Uh-huh.
because you get the maintenance fees, and the maintenance fees go up every year. Because these companies are just straight up scum. It's just awful. I mean, all of them are engaged in it. It's just please, people, never go into the tiger cage. That's what I call when you go in for the sales presentation.
Yeah. Oh.
It's like
The tiger has not been fed in 4 days.
Yeah.
But if you can sit in the tiger cage and not get eaten
Yeah.
for 2 hours, we'll give you a free Disney vacation.
Yeah.
We'll let you go to the water park for free if you can sit with the tiger and not get eaten. And he's very hungry, though, we will tell you. And you sit in there with the tiger. Don't go in the tiger cage.
They're going to win. Every
Don't
time.
go in.
They beat you down.
What do you think you are, Tiger King? Stay out of there, man. It's just don't do it. Stay away from the tiger. Stinking guy will eat you, man. It's unbelievable.
We should do a hidden camera thing where we put hidden camera on me and let me be the most obnoxious question asker. Every time they put some, I throw a question back and we just
You
keep
could do
messing.
that.
I could do it.
You
It
could-
would be hysterical.
Yeah,
Be a big hit, Dave. I go in totally mic'd up, hidden camera,
You
and
would
I
actually be the best Ramsey personality at being obnoxious.
I drive. Thank you, Dave. That means a lot. That's like the line from Christmas Vacation
Well,
where
think
he
about it.
says,
Can you see? All right. Do you send George Camel in there?
No, me. It's me.
Do you send Deloney in there? No, he would already be psychoanalyzing.
He
them
would have
before you
fallen
could get
for
out.
it and be hugging everybody.
And Rachel would make everybody their friend. I mean, you or me, we're the only two that are left.
We have the spiritual gift of confrontation.
That's it. Well, no,
And
we just stir up crap.
That's what I mean.
Oh, that's what I mean. Yeah.
Same thing.
Okay.
And so just bugging him and driving him nuts to watch the guy need an antacid by the time I'm done with him.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah,
like totally. Because here's what they do. What they do is it's high pressure and they make you feel guilty.
Don't you
for
love your
taking
family?
their freebie.
Don't you love your family?
Yeah, right.
You don't love your family?
Well, not
Come on.
apparently
I mean,
as
come
much
on.
as you do.
Don't you love your family?
Oh, I would thrive in that environment. I would love that. It would be so good to expose the high
Ken
pressure.
as the investigative reporter.
Yeah, right.
Oh, I may do that. Oh,
I don't know.
Because there's a couple of these guys that I owe them one or two right now. I owe them a couple of licks back. I've bloodied their noses a bunch of times, but I'm not done yet.
You're not?
No.
Off the top ropes?
I hate those guys.
Little Jimmy Superfly Snuka from the
Well,
old
they
days?
Dave
with the body slam?
Because you know who it is they take advantage of. You know who it is they take advantage of. It's old people most of the time.
A lot,
The
yes.
vast majority of these people get screwed with timeshares are the elderly.
Yeah.
They load them up from nursing homes, put them on buses, and take them to presentations.
Oh, yeah. But they also prey on people who actually are broke. And what they do is they put a twinkle in their eye and they make them feel like they can experience what the better half is living with.
The other half.
I'm telling you, it is an absolute manipulation, too, for folks like
I
that.
wonder what the poor people are doing.
Yeah, it's like, hey, for a really good price, you can live like everyone else. Yeah, you see what's going on there, right?
Yeah, it's FOMO. Yeah.
Yeah,
For sure. Oh, my gosh. Yeah, and if you loved your family, you'd spend time with them on vacation. We don't guilt trip here, but I just want you to know, are you a good father? I just want to know, do you love
I'd
your
want to
kids?
go, do you really think that works?
Do you love
How
your kids?
simple-minded do you think I am? That's
Do you-
awful.
wait a minute, you don't love your children? Come on.
No.
You look like a man that loves his children. I mean, you have to buy a timeshare to prove it. Dale is in Boise. Hi, Dale. Welcome to the Ramsey Show.
Yeah, thank you for having me on.
Sure. What's up?
So I got a question for you. I mean, we pretty much have followed, all the baby steps, owned several pieces of property free and clear, pretty much dumped all our money into paying everything off. But here later in life, we decided to build a RV park because it seems to be kind of the trend. And we have an SBA loan, but we can't pay the loan off as fast as we would like to because there's a really hefty prepayment penalty. So it's like, well, what do we do, with the extra money that we can't, run like we usually do? Keeping it, everything paid off, low profile. I mean, we drive the same cars that we've had for 25 years. We don't just go out.
So what's the balance on the SBA loan?
$1.8 million.
Ouch.
I was gonna say.
And it has a prepayment penalty on a $2 million loan? That's highly unusual.
10 years. It's 2.38% interest fixed for 20-year amortization, but we can't pay it off for 10 years.
And how many years on the 10? How long ago did you do this mess?
We just flipped from the construction takeout to the permanent financing.
Good Lord.
Have you done the math on the difference between the prepayment penalty and the interest you would save by paying it off early?
It's 25% of the loan, so it's substantial. You're looking at $425,000 prepayment penalty.
Good God Almighty!
At what point in the process did you not stop and go, "This is a dumb butt idea"?
Well, the cash flow makes it worthwhile of doing, but the
hypothetically, unless nobody comes to an RV park because there's a pandemic, and then you go bankrupt. And you took out a prepayment penalty of 25% and willingly, knowingly signed up for that. Wow, dude.
Government at its finest. I mean, that's what.
No, it's you. The government didn't have a gun to your head. You signed the paper.
The lender can make up whatever wacko terms they want to. You signed it.
You have feet to walk away, and you're supposed to use them. Man. Oh, my God. All right. So do you have any money?
Very little cash on hand right now. All of our excess money has went into the construction because the prices of everything have went up 200 to 300%.
Hold on. It's not because of the prices. It's because you chose to spend it. Yeah. Your whole orientation is everybody did this to you.
Yeah. Or like it was out of your control. Like you didn't have a choice to do all this. So, all right, you've done it now. I'm gonna quit beating on you. So here's the deal. What you've got to do is you need to save up $1.8 million as fast as you can and set it in an investment to the side so that when the 10-year clock goes ding, ding, you write a check. And you need a tremendous amount of liquidity. No, you don't need to pour anything else into this freaking RV park. No. You're already deep in it. So what you need to do is take any money you can find from anywhere and begin an investment pool on the side to pay this loan off the day it hits the day it gets down small enough that you want to bite the bullet on the prepayment penalty, or the day it hits the 10-year mark and you write that check. So you need a mutual fund that the target on it is I want to put $1.8 million in.
And you better hope that gas doesn't get up to $4.50 a gallon. So
again,
people quit taking their RVs out as much as they have the last few years. Yeah.
Again.
Dang, man, that's heartbreaking. You're going to be stuck in your old cars for a season, man. You put yourself in a big old hole.
Interest rates go up. You know what happens to RV sales? They stop.
And when gas prices go up, people quit toting around the country. And
so,
man,
yeah. We're just a barrel of good news today. But
I'm telling you,
anyway,
man,
that's
something good happened to you. Call today too.
Yeah.
Call today too.
The answer to your question is no, you don't put money back into the business. Yes, you pile money on the side as fast as you can pile it, as high as you can pile it, so you've got liquidity, because you have a bigger mess on your hands than you perceive. Mm-hmm. And that's why we're both both of us, John and I, have a little panic in our voice that you are not experiencing in your body. And when that does hit your body someday, I want you to have a big pile of money, because it's coming. Yeah. It's
take ownership of your choices, brother.
Hey, if you enjoyed this episode, click here to watch the next one, which is all about some career nightmares. Welcome back to the Best of the Ramsey Show. I'm George Camel, co-host of the Ramsey Show, and in this episode, we're talking about work. We all know money comes from work, and we take a ton of career calls on the show. Some people just don't want to work, others are bitter about their coworkers, their bosses, or they feel guilty looking for another job. Lots of drama. Check it out.
Tyler is in Denver. Hi, Tyler. How are you?
Hey, can you hear me okay?
Absolutely. What's up?
Great. Hi, I'm a huge fan of your show. I've watched almost all your clips on YouTube. So I'm really excited to talk to you right now. Got a bit of a career question for you. My name's Tyler. I graduated from college in 2019 in engineering school. I'm 24. I work for an engineering company, make about a little under 90 a year, and
wow,
a lot
good
of times
for
I
you.
hear you say this. Oh, thank you. A lot of times I hear you say this quote on YouTube. It's bad to have a mentality of oh God, it's Monday, thank God it's Friday kind of thing. And I'm just kind of wanted you to elaborate on that a little bit. I would say I'm kind of in that boat. I really enjoy where I work. I work with good people. I think the stuff I do is technical and interesting. But obviously, if I had the choice, I obviously wouldn't work a 9 to 5 at a desk all day. So I'm just wondering, is that a bad mentality to have? How can I get out of that, or what can I do about these feelings?
Well, let's just play this out. You're 24. You've got an engineering degree. The work interests you, but you gave us a big clue. I don't want to sit at a desk all day. And that's not wrong to feel that way, but let's look at what what you want the future to be. So let's fast forward 34, 44. What kind of work would you want to be doing at this very moment? What would you say?
Yeah, I mean, I love what I do. And I love tech, and I love engineering, and I'm a computer programmer, essentially. But, so I move up in those ranks, start taking on project leads and stuff similar to that. But like I said, it's still a 9 to 5 thing. I think I'm conflicted more, the idea of like, well, I'd rather be doing this or that. I'd rather be outside. I'd rather be, with friends and stuff like that. And I'm not saying, obviously, I don't like my job, because I do. I do
well,
enjoy
hold on a
what I
second.
do.
So you're all over the place. So I want you to say it.
Sounds like you just don't want to go to work.
Yeah, because outside and be outside with my friends, that's great, but that's not work. What do you want to do? I mean, you started to give us a clue there. You're up the ladder. You're 24, first of all, so you need to relax. You're in that entry position, and you're making almost $90,000 a year. So you're on the ladder. So what does the ladder look like? What do you want to be doing at 34, 44? Do you want to work for yourself, have your own tech company? What is it? I know you've allowed yourself to think about it. Say it. What is it?
Sure. I mean, I've never even really considered the possibility of starting something where I work for myself. I just kind of am under this assumption that I'll be in some corporate structure.
Okay, forget assumption.
For my entire career.
What do you wonder about when it's just you? What is the 45-year-old you doing professionally? What have you allowed yourself to imagine? Say it.
Now, let's assuming you're working at something.
Yeah, not playing with friends at the park.
Not playing badminton in the backyard.
Yeah, exactly. No, I obviously I enjoy having a stable and steady income. So that I don't want to change, obviously.
Tyler, what is the dream?
As for what I want to do,
say it. Say it. I know you've thought it. I've done this enough. Tell me what you dream about.
What I dream about?
Work.
I mean, I dream about. I might be panicking here.
No. Okay, so here's the deal.
Just moving up in that.
Moving up. All right, so moving up. Tell me what moving up looks like. What are you? Forget about job title. Forget about how much money you're making. Forget about how you get there. You're letting your brain run. I want your heart to answer this question. You love the work of engineering. You love that creative, technical aspect of what you do. Is that true or false?
True.
Okay, then. So if you want to keep doing that kind of work and moving up the ladder, you need to begin at 24 to go, what does that ladder look like way up top? Start looking at that. Stop focusing on, well, I'm at a desk 8 hours a day. Well, you're 24, man, and paying dues for you is really good right now. I mean, you're making almost $90,000 a year. You're overthinking this. Start to talk to engineers who have been at this for 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. What's the kind of work you would love to do? And if you want to retire at 40, great. There's nothing wrong with that.
I mean, are you supervising engineer products in the field?
Yeah.
In the field, which gets you out of the office in the future?
No, I work for a website company, so I'll be indoors most of the time.
No, I'm saying you might not be working for the same company, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, got it.
If you're doing what kind of engineer are you?
I'm a computer engineer.
A computer engineer. Okay. All right. I had you engineering buildings for a minute. I'm sorry. Okay.
No.
Okay. So, you've just got to decide. I don't know of a situation. I can't think of a situation, but I'm not an expert on your field. I've got about 300 of you working here, but none of them work outside.
Mm-hmm.
They all work in the building. And so we don't have any computers out in the amphitheater or the park next door or around the fire pit or the various places. I mean, actually, you have Wi-Fi out there. You can go out there and sit. But
yeah.
But
on nice days.
But the vast majority of them work inside the building. So I think probably what I would leave you with is this: there's nothing wrong with paying your dues for a few years and sitting there. And while you're making 90 grand, paying your dues, to Ken's point, is not bad. B, and so just plan on that. B, it does not, just because you do that for the next 2 years does not mean you have to be doing that for 2 decades. Mm-hmm. You get to choose. I'll tell you one thing that I know 1,000% chance over the scope of my career. I'm 1,000% chance your world is going to change. Computers are going to change. I mean, when I was your age and starting, there weren't computers. The personal computer was not very personal. And so, I mean, back when the dinosaurs roamed the earth, it's hard to imagine that, but feels like 20 minutes ago. And then I've watched the computer evolve into these tiny little things in our hands, which will do more than a whole building full of them would do just a few decades ago. So fast forward your thing a few decades, you may be doing stuff from sitting outside working on holograms. I don't know. But something's going to be different.
Yeah, and so, and we're not picking on Tyler. A lot of people get in this situation, Dave. This is what we do every day on the Ken Coleman Show. People get a little bit locked up. And so what we're pressing for is this. Allow yourself to look out and say, what's the kind of work that I think would fire my soul up? And at 24, you might not know. That's the reality.
Well,
he's really young.
Today, you might, my point is, with the technology curve, today you might not see how you're, quote, working outside, unquote, doing your job, but 2 years from now, it might be going, everybody's doing that, and here's what they're doing.
That's exactly right.
I don't have any idea what's going to happen,
Well,
but so the point is you are not locked into this for 40 years.
Yeah.
There's no chance. You can't do what you're doing for 40 years. It won't exist.
Right.
It won't even exist 5 years from now.
That's right. So start problem solving in your head. As an engineer, as a computer technology, he really enjoys the work. There are clues there. So if you want to work outside, allow your mind to wander a little bit and then go do some research. Here's what I mean. What are some problems you want to solve that are more outdoor in nature? Maybe one day you've got your own company that is where you're in the truck and you're moving around and you're going from site to site. Who knows? But you've got to start to look into that, and you don't overthink the fact that, well, I'm in this indoor job right now, and I get it. He's young. But you've got to allow yourself to explore some things and listen to those clues. If you like being outdoors a lot, all right then. Well, then, how are you solving the type of problems you like to solve? And how do you take that creative solving and that technical solving ability and go, okay, how could I do it out here in this world?
And again, not to pick on him, but it is a normal thing in today's world to go from high school to college, and your first job is you go to work every day and you work all day.
Yeah.
And that's a new emotional
it's a new
experience.
Concept. That's exactly right.
Because you've not done that. Brent's with us in Boise, Idaho. Hey, Brent, what's up?
Hey, y'all. Thanks for taking my call.
Sure. How can we help?
Question is for Ken. So I just started a new job a month or two ago, and I accepted my salary, and I was happy enough with it. And then I found out that my coworkers are making about 50% more than I do, like 45%.
What do you make?
And I was wondering, I'm making $22 an hour.
Doing what?
Medical lab scientist.
And they're making $33 an hour.
Yeah, 32.
Are they measurably more experienced than you?
No.
How did you come about this?
We're all dealing.
How'd you get this information?
From them. There's two of us that work on this particular, two others and then me that were working on this one. We're dealing with COVID.
Well, I got to lean. I got to tell you, I got to lean a little bit on Dave. I got some thoughts, but Dave has hired and fired a lot. No, but you've got a unique perspective in how many people you've hired and fired in culture development. But so this is really challenging, okay? Because this is all psychology, and you're human, and so you're going to have to rise above this. Is the straightforward answer? Because if you don't, this is going to eat you alive, and I don't think you'll last very long. This is the natural comparison. And comparison is a cancer. The only person I try to compare myself to is the me of yesterday, and that's hard, but that's what you got to do, because if you're saying things are equal, and it's an equal playing field, they don't have any more experience than you, they don't have any additional certifications or all that stuff. This is a really nasty situation to find out about. I got to tell you, I'm slight bit cynical, maybe suspect that you got the information from them. I'm not saying they lied to you, but the whole thing just stinks. And if you want to be there, here's the last piece. If you want to be there in the sense that it's the ladder you need to be on for your career and where you eventually want to get to, and you got to be on this rung to get to the next rung, then you're going to have to really suck it up and be the better man here and stay out of this kind of stuff and earn the next rung. If you can't handle that, then you're eventually probably going to self-select and have to get out of there. And I'm sorry that that's happened to you, because it's a real devastating psychological blow.
It's a really good question you brought to the forefront here. And the interesting thing about it is your tone when you're asking the question is not whiny. You're just like, it's like a curiosity to you, which is a positive thing. So you're not angry or bitter or something like that. You're just like, this doesn't make sense. It's like a scientist, right? I mean, there's a riddle here. And so I'm going to join you in the riddle. Why would you, if you were to guess why the discrepancy in pay, what would you guess?
Because they are, I mean, it's a business or hospital, and they're just trying to get as little or pay as little. I came from a...
So you don't think it's an oversight? You don't think they saw something different in your qualifications than the other guy? You don't think there's a logical explanation other than just sheer they didn't want to pay as much and they thought they could get away with it, and they did?
And they did. I didn't come in. I thought the job was a technician job, not a technologist job. And so when they gave me my pay, I was like, well, this is really exciting. Yes, I'll take this, because it was like $4 more than I thought it was going to be. And then I found out what the job really entailed. I am a biochemist, not a medical lab scientist.
I see. Yeah, I've been learning to play golf, and I figured out the secret to happiness is low expectations.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you had low expectations, and then you got a $4 more, and you thought this is wonderful, and then you found out you're $10 under, and it's all about expectations. What Ken said, it's a psychological problem. So what is the environment like? What's the environment like between you and your supervisor or your the person that did the hiring with you? Is this an open, conversational, good people, or is it very chain of command, real shut your mouth, get your work done? I mean, what is it? Authoritative or?
That is a great question. The only time I've met my supervisor is the day I was interviewed. She went on leave right after that, and then has since come back from leave and has never stepped in. And I'm a night shift, and so I haven't. She's gone before I come in.
Yeah. Well, what I have figured out is that there's going to be a difficult conversation. It is going to be in your head, and your head's going to explode, or eventually, or you're going to have a difficult conversation. And the trick is how to sit down with her and have a difficult conversation. And what one of the things we teach leaders to do, and you're leading up in this situation, is to just if there's an elephant in the room, go, hey, there's an elephant over there. Don't act like he's not there. And so let's just call out a couple things that we know here, okay? Number one, when I interviewed for this job, I first thought it was this, and then I found out it was that, and I was $4 more than I thought, and so I was really happy, and I'm grateful. And by the way, I am grateful for the job. And I haven't gotten to talk to you a lot because you've been out on leave, and of course I'm night shift, but I'm swinging by this afternoon to have a 5-minute meeting with you and I want you to hear nothing but gratitude from me. But I got to talking to the other guys in the lab, and I found out that I'm the only guy with the exact same qualifications that makes 22, and they all make 32. And what I want to ask you is, what can I do to make myself worth 32 to you guys? Because I'd like to measure up, and apparently I've not done that yet. And that pretty well exposes the crap without you going, you people rip me off. That's the other way to approach it, in which case you just get fired.
Brent, really quick, I want to jump in and ask this question. Are you able to do the market research and be able to show that there's a range of income and that the work you're actually doing does pay higher? Is that something you can find the evidence for and show that in the marketplace?
There is. They are actually above average what the other two are making.
Yeah. Well, what I would do is I would just say all of this.
Yeah,
and just say, number one, I'm happy at 22. I'm not coming in here to gripe about them making more. And number two, I know that the pay around here is above average in general. But what I'm trying to do is figure out how I can be more valuable to this place so that I can be worth it, and you put me in for a 32 instead of a 22. But I want to earn it, and I want you to tell me how I can be the best person I need to be to do that. And I don't want you to hear anything from me but gratitude. Listen, if your boss gets twisted up about that, your boss is an idiot.
Yeah, there's your sign. That's not a long-term stay.
Yeah.
One thing
if they go, shut up and get in your corner, you accepted the job,
right.
then start looking for another position. But I don't think they will. I think you're bringing it up, and what you're doing is you're exposing the fact that all of these facts are here. Oh, by the way, you can also say, I accepted the job at 22, so I did this deal, and I can't come in and gripe about the deal. I'm not here to gripe about the deal. I took the job. And so, the fact that somebody else makes more does not make me unhappy. But what I do want to do is I want to figure out a track that I can get on to be of value to this place, to where I can join them in that kind of an income, because that would make me feel really fulfilled, and I would know that I did a good job for you guys. Robin is with us. Robin is in Lexington, Kentucky. Hi, Robin. Welcome to the Ramsey Show.
Hi. Thanks for taking my call.
Sure. What's up?
So I'm in a strange situation. My husband and I, we just recently started the baby steps, which I want to say thank you for, because your program finally convinced him that it was stupid to be saving for retirement while we still had debt, and which means I won. So very excited to be paying all that off.
Good.
But I am a research analyst for an agency in the intelligence community, which makes me a government contractor. So this vaccine requirement's kind of coming down the pike for me, and I'm not one of the people that's willing to get it. And I was wondering what your suggestion would be about pausing paying on our student loans and trying to kind of save up some money for my impending unemployment if this were to continue forward.
Well, how far are we talking in the future? You think this is a month, 2 months, 6 weeks? What are you hearing?
So the emails that we've gotten are early December, and of course that's all subjective, right? So I mean, I haven't seen the actual executive order come out yet. I haven't. The lawsuits aren't done yet. I mean, there's a million things that could happen, but I'm a planner, and if I get fired from this job for this reason, I don't have skills to get paid the same level outside of government work.
How do you know that? I'm not saying you're wrong, but I want you to answer that. How do you know that as a research analyst in the kind of work you do that's not transferable outside?
Well, I'm specifically a language-enabled research analyst, Chinese language, for future threats technologies. So there's not a huge market out there for that. And now I could apply my language and abilities to other things, but they wouldn't pay on the same
I totally
scale.
understand. But let me also share with you that, yes, that's a super, super specific position. But the fact of the matter is Chinese language and that linguistic skill aside, you're really good at research. You're really good at analyzing things. True or false?
True.
Well, I'm just going to challenge you that.
What do you make now?
I'm making $80,000, and this is basically an entry level I'm in line for, do this for a year and they bump you up about 20 grand. So.
Yeah. Have you done any research out in the marketplace to see what's out there near 80 grand doing that type of work? Forget the specific nature.
I mean, I don't know about research. I did look for a job for 8 months when we got kicked out of China to come back here because of COVID in the first place. And I was unsuccessful. I finally found a job in local government doing what I really enjoyed it, but it paid about half of what I'm making now. So I don't know about research, but I know that it's really, really hard to get a job with Chinese language research analyst and not a ton of experience in the field. Sure.
Well, again, I'm really gonna challenge you. You are a researcher by nature, and I think you've got to take this really serious. I think just to assume, well, I'm gonna have to pause my baby steps to try to weather this, as opposed to what can I do that's proactive. I think that's what you've got to be doing right now. And I think you have so much experience and so much skill that's transferable. You've got to be looking into what corporate jobs that are a good fit for me. And if I'm making 70, but I think just to assume that you can't make 80, I think that's you got some more work to do on that. I really would challenge you to do some homework.
Okay. Yeah, and I while you're doing that, I have to agree with your initial idea too. I'm gonna stop the baby steps and pile up cash because until you land something else, I think there's a real heavy probability you're going to be done there if you're unwilling to be vaccinated. And so I think the president has made it pretty obvious what his intent is on that. And the only question is whether he has the power to pull it off or not before he gets slammed with 5,000 or 50,000 constitutional challenging lawsuits, which is what's going to happen. But the question is that going to save your job? I don't know, and I would be pretty pessimistic about that in this environment. So yeah, I'm gonna stop and pile up cash, but I'm also going to start reanalyzing how your skills fit into the marketplace at Ken's suggestion, and see if you can't land something that's there. Maybe even some independent things that aren't government contracts, but maybe you're just contracting out to defense contractors and so forth. But even those, I think the president's going to try to, anything that touches the federal government is going to try to hit it, and so it's going to be a lot of arguing going on before things are decided. It's not as easy as the stroke of a pen in a democracy. So. Right or wrong, that's going to be your facts. So, yeah, I'm going to pile up cash for a while here until I feel like I've got a greater than 50% chance of staying. And then once you've got that, then, you can calm down a little bit. Jenny starts off this hour in Charlotte, North Carolina. Hi, Jenny. How are you?
Hi, gentlemen. I'm honored to speak with you both. Thanks so much for taking my call.
Our pleasure. How can we help?
Well, I wanted to tell you, Dave, your new website is fantastic. So good job, whoever you hired. It's amazing.
Well, thank
you.
For
a great website.
Our in-house team did that, and I will give them a high five from you. Thank you.
Great. My question, I've been a stay-at-home mom for almost 5 years now. My husband and I have a 2-year-old and a 5-year-old, almost 5-year-old. And my husband is a controller down here, and he makes about $170. And he I would call him a very, very loyal person, employee. He has great integrity. He's just amazing. And his job as a controller down here, his company keeps acquiring other companies. And when he took the job 5 years ago, they warned him, hey, the books are a mess. You're going to stumble into a lot of problems. And this is just what keeps happening with this company. And as they keep acquiring more companies, they're buying companies that have the books that are a mess. I'm not an accountant, so I don't know anything about that. However, he just recently received a $140,000 bonus. It was 2 weeks ago, and we have been looking at already moving to different states. He's been looking at other jobs, and now it's kind of he's in the debacle of, well, I just received this huge bonus. Am I going to look like, not